right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to RGB LAN 6. We're here in the Greater Oaks Expo Center here in Philadelphia, just outside Philadelphia. I'm Rogue. I'll be bringing you some of our TF2 tournament today, and I'm joined here by Mike Lowry. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, doing wonderful. I'm excited to see some amazing TF2 action and also some wonderful action from some of the other games that we're going to be covering in our tournaments over this weekend here.
That's right. There's a whole plethora of events going on here where the kind of mission statement from RGB LAN is to support different charities. You know, the R, G, and B colors all represent different charities. So would you like to run us down the list?
Certainly. So the red team is representing Julia's Grace, which is a foundation that helps provide special family moments for those families that are dealing with childhood cancer. The organization's namesake, Julia Grace Evelyn, had passed away in 2013. And they are carrying on her mission of bringing happiness to all families. For the green team is Help Hope Live, which is a foundation that helps provide funding for anyone in need regarding medical debt. And the blue team represents the Philly Tech Sisters that structures coding workshops for women of color in the tech industry and helps provide equity and inclusivity for everybody.
All right, wonderful. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's exciting to support these different types of charities doing what we love here. So, yeah, we're starting off the event here with the Team Fortress 2 tournament, where we're brought here with 8 teams, a lot of familiar faces, and some even up-and-comers where, you know, it's always exciting to kind of get your foot in the door here at LAN, and it feels so much more real. And, of course, all the old rivalries, you know, the big dogs kind of coming back to try and take the tournament for themselves. So, yeah, when you look at an open tournament like this, is there anything you're particularly excited for?
The one thing I'm excited to see is some of the very familiar faces. I've had a chance to talk with some of the competitors here earlier in the day. Some of them are in their second decade of competitive play, and that is just absolute, true dedication to this game. Seeing them paired up with and against some newcomers who could be 3 years or even less in competitive play, but still having pretty equal footing with some of these other players here will be really, really exciting to watch.
Absolutely. So for our first match, we'll be bringing you All My Fellas versus Goblin Zone. And maybe we'll run down the rosters really quick. If you can see from there, Mike, how would you pick one for yourself?
Certainly. So All My Fellas is captained by Sandblast and joined by Bot Mode, Quacks, Dingo, Habib, and Lolguy.
And up against them is Goblin Zone, which, believe it or not, was the team that I competed on. Like, I played this tournament last year with Goblin Zone. I think we placed 5th or so. But either way, that's being led by Hedgehog Hero. Next up, we have Sam and Spades, Slice Rogue, Brian, and Jeff. And I happen to know Slice Rogue is even my replacement on Medic. Although I'm sure he's played some other tournaments with them as well. So
going to be looking at him a little extra close this tournament here.
Yeah. I won't be too picky, but we'll see. You know, sometimes old habits die hard.
Certainly.
Yeah. So this is a great first matchup because All My Fellas, I would say, is probably the more straightforward favorite of this tournament. There's a lot of invite veterans, people who have placed at the top of the league for many, many years against the best North America has to offer. I mean, Habib is one of the most decorated players of all time in Team Fortress 2 here. Other players like Sandblast, Bot Mode, Lolguy, I mean, all of these have been making a ton of rounds. But on the Goblin Zone side, there's still a lot of fun players where Sam, I think, does very well tactically as a main caller on the team and helps kind of keep the team in the fight no matter what. So I'm definitely excited for match number 1.
Yeah, I know Sandblast's name had been making the rounds quite a bit here earlier on today, but you still have to get those wins. You don't win just by popular opinion. You have to get all those matches.
Yeah, if braggadociousness brought tournament wins, then Sandblast would be the most decorated player of all time for sure. A lot of love for Sandblast. He's great to play with as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they got, and it's exciting to anticipate the first map as well, where you kind of have to think in Team Fortress 2, right? Are you going for sort of the long con, I guess, of a control points map where you get a lot of chances for a lot of different fights, or are you looking to just sort of strong arm your opponent and say, hey, we're the better aimers, we're the better movement team, we can just dominate on a King of the Hill map? So I know especially a lot of times the favorite team will opt for King of the Hill, but you know, with the different types of picks and bans that decide the maps, we'll see where they landed in the middle.
Certainly. Yeah, I know on some of the 5-point maps, you can have either a very, very aggressive style, or you can be, on the other hand, where you play very conservatively, play back, but then wait for your opponent to overcommit and take ground that way. So there's a lot of different ways to play either kind of map, and it'll be really interesting to see some of the choices and strategies that these teams make here.
For sure. And it's always exciting here on LAN where I think for me, there's like two equal but opposite things to look forward to, where on one hand you have the crispness of the gameplay, right? Where, you know, when you just shoot your shots, it's almost like a feeling where you anticipate your shot should go somewhere when you're playing, and then it goes mostly there. But here, every single time, that's exactly where it goes. So some of these players, like even medic crossbows, just feel like they have magnets in them when you're flinging them around. And yeah, these rockets, I mean, we've seen people like, you know, soldiers shooting people like in the chest and stuff like that, like shotguns instead of shooting at their feet, right? But the other part that I love is the atmosphere, right? You know the other guys on the other side of your table, right? So just screaming at the top of your lungs.
Oh,
and,
yeah, absolutely.
Having all kinds of fun jeering is the magic in the air.
You can really play some more mental games when you're sharing a room together. When you bring the hype, when you bring the excitement, that's another way just to get inside the other team's head. And that's, if it's the edge that gets you the win, then a win is a win, no matter how you get it.
Yeah, yep, amen to that.
So we should be peeking in here real soon. I think they're still getting either maps picked or we're getting the finishing touches here on getting TF2 started.
Yep. First match of the day here, over the evening, I guess. So far we have 9 in server, so we should look to get started pretty soon. You know, it's always fun now to be able to just find and hound that person who's not joined up in the server. It's like, you got to get back.
You got to hunt down who's still waiting there. We're still waiting on just a few competitors here for this first match, as the esports calls are going wild here at RGB LAN, which is something that if you haven't experienced one in person, I cannot highly enough recommend finding your way down here for either this event, which still has tickets available, or for upcoming events, which we'll have information on very soon.
Talking about hunting people down, I think I see Sam from Goblin Zone hunting for somebody, so that might be where one of our missing players is.
Gotta get him.
We're on the hunt. But, right, well, thank you again for everyone. If anyone's just tuning in, we're here with RGB LAN 6, coming at you from just outside Philadelphia. Starting off with the Team Fortress 2 tournament that'll continue until tomorrow, with the grand finals coming tomorrow evening around, I want to say 7, 8 p.m. Eastern?
I believe so. Yeah, today will be a lot of group stage play, and then tomorrow will be any finishing group stages, and then pivoting into the elimination bracket.
That's right. And we have 8 teams here, so the group stages are 4 and 4, and then from there we'll move into elimination. Now, as a funny story from last year, I guess, there was a... Like I mentioned, my team had placed maybe 5th or so. I think there were more teams at the time, but after we got eliminated, someone was just walking around saying, hey, you want to hop on the mic? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And so there I was casting like semis and grands and stuff last year.
Oh, so, no big deal. Just casting the grand finals.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, someone actually got sick, I think. You know, it was that time of the year anyway. So, yeah, it's funny now. I feel like a little bit of a veteran, even though I almost like stumbled my way onto the broadcast just the last minute. But, yeah, well, what a great family there is here in charge of the production as well. So shout out to everyone there. I have
a rather similar story of last year I had a chance to stumble back after the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Tournament, RIP CSGO. Managed to get a win for that, and I walked backstage, and I didn't really have a clear idea that they were doing casting. I knew they were doing something, but just since I wasn't really part of TF2 at the time, that wasn't something that that I really thought about too much. But after seeing the set, I just walked on and said, hey, can I do a post-game presser? And they're like, yeah, sure. Come on over. And later on, they needed someone to fill in for another tournament that day, put the headset on. And now I'm going to be here for a majority of the weekend. So I get to hang out with you. I get to hang out with a bunch of the other staff. And I get to hang out with you, too. And thank you so much for tuning in here to the RGB LAN 6 tournament stream.
And thanks, everyone, for joining us. Yeah, I'm so itchy, you know, for that first match.
Oh, I know.
Gotta
go
first
match jitters.
And, yeah, you know, it's same for these players, too, where, honestly, if you're a team like Goblin Zone kind of getting to play against the house favorite, I guess, is almost a good thing. You know, you kind of shake that off first things first and start finding your game, right? You can adjust, you can change things up after a loss, but sometimes if you just kind of coast and cruise, then when it matters most, you don't have that fire under you, right?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to. You can go into this one a little bit more relaxed and just go, okay, just get the fundamentals down, get the communication down, do what we know we need to keep tight. We might not hit every single shot. We might not have the perfect strategy, just because you might get in your own head going up against, as you were saying, the house favorite. So if you get a loss, and it's like, okay, well, it's all right. Focus on what was good and move forward from that. But if you get a win against that, what a boost that would be! Oh my goodness, it'll be interesting for sure. I'm curious to see, and I've got those first match jitters, like I was saying. Excited to see how exactly these two teams do here. We got a few other teams that are competing. We could probably talk a little bit about some of the teams and their captains as well as we're waiting here.
Sure. Yeah, I think kind of rounding out another favorite between all my fellas, right, with Sandblast is definitely up there. And next, I would say Ford Gaming is looking very promising.
I believe they won one of the previous RGB LANs.
I think that's right. Yeah, my memory isn't so sharp with, I guess, the specific dates and things like that. But hey, when I look at a roster and I see players like Bear and Trip, who have been in this scene for such a long time and constantly putting up these types of placements, Yosh as well is another player who's very seasoned and someone I always love to see, who happens to be sniper extraordinaire and might be one of the best snipers here at this tournament. So yeah, if Yosh hops on the sniper, then we're gonna be in for a real treat.
Yeah, Yosh's team, Ford Gaming, as you mentioned, they have quite a few players on there. So they are captained by Bear, and some of the other teammates are Cyrus, Yosh, Trevor, Trip. I really wish I knew how to pronounce that right now. I'm going to make myself look like a first-timer here.
Trip's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, like Trip Boy, I guess, but yeah, just Trip usually.
And across those teammates, they have, I believe there are 5 gold medals across them, 5 silver medals, several players within the top 100 of North America. So they are quite stacked as well. But like I said earlier, there's no wins until you actually get the wins. It's not popular opinion. It's just match results here. So it'll be great to see how these teams match up with one another.
Amen to that. Another team I have my eye on is the Era Black here, which is led by Apathy and then has Pablo, Scratch, Penny, Market, and Alexandros, where I happen to be more of a Highlander player myself. I love 6 versus 6, but competing in Highlander is my favorite if I'm on the server. And yeah, if it's the Pablo that I'm thinking of from Highlander, then I'm very excited to go and say hello, where a lot of these players have been around Highlander for a long time too, and it's almost like a subculture of Team Fortress 2 in a way. Other players too, like Kaorn is here holding it down, and of course, Messiah is a player that's played a bunch of Highlander over his career, too. So, not to mention Spade Slick, who's an old teammate of mine and a very dear friend. So, yeah, we've been spending a lot of time here in Highlander. But for 6 versus 6, it's always fun to see what kinds of other classes. I mean, as we have our in-game audio just for production, there's like a heavy revving in our ears right now. And so, yeah, we'll get pretty curious who ends up shaking things up along the way.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. We're waiting on any update here from the production staff, but as we continue to wait, some of the other teams that we do have, there's the most fun team around, which is Team Fun, captained by Rocco, and teammates include Eddie, Enzo, Amor, Bullseye, and Froggy.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep rounding us out where the Team Opium is led by Gundon, and on that team is Sodi, 6, Chunk, Messiah, and Stone.
One of the other teams, Victims of the Real Wiener, captained by, surprisingly not the Real Wiener, captained by Bacon Blitz. And teammates include Kaorn, Yub, the Real Wiener, of course, Raisins, and Uber Alice.
That brings us to our last team here of the 8 that we haven't gone down yet. So Drift Pugs is led by Fireball, and on the team is Hami, Alex, Gotten, Sage, and Untamed. So there's the 8 teams that'll be duking it out this weekend here in just outside Philadelphia.
No better place to do it than Oaks, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, these really are like hallowed grounds. I mean, my first LAN was here back when it was called GXL instead of RGB, but that was back in 2014. So, yeah, wow, that's already almost a decade away from me. Even yeah, played a little bit before that too. So, yeah, we're really getting to that age, I guess. But hey, so happy to be here, right?
Well, if Team Fortress 2's community stays the way it is, then maybe the next generation will be still playing the same game in the same building. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm just so itchy for the game, you know. Like, it's one of those things, I knew this was coming up and be busy and stuff, so, you know, not having really played or watched too much in the past couple of weeks, it's like, you know, I'm foaming at the mouth here, drooling over the sounds of the in-game audio, ready for action.
Oh, absolutely. Although we do have a lot of other excitement happening throughout the weekend. TF2 is going to be one of the core features that we're going to showcase here at RGB LAN. But we do have several other tournaments that we're going to be showcasing as well. Later tonight, I believe we're going to be showcasing Rocket League tournament, and rounding out the night before our Midnight Madness will be PUBG tournament. And tomorrow's tournaments will also include more TF2 action, as noted earlier, Overwatch 2, Rocket League again for organized teams instead of random teams, and another PUBG tournament. I believe tonight is third-person perspective, and then tomorrow's first-person perspective. And each night at midnight is Midnight Madness to give you a glimpse into just how bonkers getting around 1 to 200 over-caffeinated nerds in a room together, staying up way too late. It is a sight to behold, and as a person who has, for some reason, stayed up for these, it is madness is the only way to really explain it.
Exactly. And yeah, and that all is framed in the framework of these charities as well, right? So for Midnight Madness, and I believe throughout the tournament, there's sort of these like points trackers where as you get points in maybe a tournament or one-off events or something like that, then you can kind of get points for your team, and each of those points is translated towards translated to donations for each of these charities.
Yeah, it's all kinds of events. There's tons and tons of ways to be engaged with tournaments, with social media, with in-person events that they're doing here to raise points. It's just wonderful. And the big thing about points is the more points that your color team wins by the end of the tournament, then that team's charity wins a weighted percentage of the overall money that had been raised. And I believe even before RGB's doors opened this morning at 10 a.m., there was already over $6,000 raised for these charities.
Wow.
It's wonderful, the community that comes together to support these charities and to really support each other too. But it's wonderful to be able to game for good for these wonderful, wonderful charities.
Wow. Yeah, you can feel the electricity in the air with all the esports chants. And
yeah, I hope they're getting picked up on the microphone, because that's always fun.
Even now, I'm eyeing a red flag, and I don't mean like
boy.
a flag like a souvenir. I'm talking like a 6-foot flagpole and then a 5-foot flag on that pole.
Yes, the red team has a very dedicated player base that often has. They bring elaborate sets with projectors and shining lights that are shining all across the venue here, that it is impossible to miss their setup. It is, I believe their group is called the conservatively named Neckbreaker Murder Squad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
raising funds for charity by any means necessary.
Hype is a bit of an understatement for these guys. They go hard for every single thing. I'm sure that they scream into their cereal when they're having their breakfast. They get so excited. It is just a sight to behold. One of the many things that you can see in person if you come down to RGB LAN here in Oaks, PA.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I almost like, I don't know, I'm thinking of it like waves in the ocean or something, where like you want to know when the big one's coming and get ready for it, right? So I kind of want to just be so excited for the esports screams, but that's the beauty of it, is, you know, the serendipity. It's just kind of at random. Whenever they're feeling it, that's when the chants come through.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, there it goes again.
Wow.
Those guys are ridiculous.
So much fun. I remember one of the years, and like back in one of the older lands, that like the group stages finish at night, and then the next morning is the next round of the tournament. So getting there at like, call time is 9:30, matches start at 10 or something like that. So everyone's still waking up, still having their coffee.
yeah.
But then there's like one person, of course, on one of the TF2 teams that's like, go, these guys sucking, man, get push. Like just, you can hear it through this whole hall echoing, reverberating.
Oh, man. Yeah, they always have some interesting players. They had a very interesting setup at RGB LAN 4. I figure you were there for that one as well.
Actually, not for it, no.
Oh, my goodness. So that was when they were partnered with a local video game convention, Too Many Games, and they shared a venue hall where one of the halls was split into 3 sections, and on the left side, the left third was RGB LAN. The middle third was an interview panel. They had like 200 or 300 seats. So then if you want to do meet and greets, or they did a game show, which probably had the worst audio in the world because you had it was sandwiched between a LAN party. And on the other side was a cosplay wrestling ring and other console video game tournaments like Smash and Mario Kart.
Wow.
That was my first public LAN party. That was the most ridiculous thing to walk into.
Yeah, really. I can't even imagine. Yeah, like where do you start, right? But what a blast!
Yes,
get yourself situated there. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see Isabelle from Animal Crossing beaten down on Ryu from Street Fighter.
Oh, that's incredible. Wow. So was this like volunteers, or was this like a choreographed?
I think they were semi-pros.
Wow.
I think they traveled and did some stuff. Hey, they might do it again sometime. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was a sight to behold.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye out. So back in the TF2 camp, I know that we're working on restarting the server for some of these teams. Always like first match of the day, we got to shake off a little bit. But what else was I looking forward towards? These teams getting reset here. Yeah, just enjoying our time a little bit here on the booth. We're, both of us are, super excited to be here and seasoned casters in our own sort of disciplines, right? But I'm a little bit nervous, too. I'm happy to take extra time here just because I'm actually on the Rocket League mic later on tonight, where I love Rocket League as a game, but, I feel like fish out of water, not knowing all the ins and outs of the terminology of, like, the vocab, the meta of different types of plays. How do you feel coming into a TF2 cast yourself?
Well, honored, first off, to be sitting next to about the best co-caster I could possibly ask for.
Thank you.
For that. I'm just really excited to just be in front of the camera here and be casting, getting able to chat with you guys here. I figure it'll be, just from playing so many games and so many FPSs over time, Counter-Strike continues to be a big one for me. And just experiencing that and in-game leading some of that, so I have more experience with that. So the communication part's down, and then just translating that is the last step that I'll be doing here. And I'm pretty confident about how things are going to go here. If I make any mistakes, or if I stutter, or if I mispronounce any names, please blow me up in the Twitch chat. I want to know all about it when I watch these replays.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good way of putting it, honestly, where you talked about how, just kind of understanding the strategic side of these things. Just thinking through, like, I guess I'm not sure what your day job is, and maybe shout out to the Philly Tech Sisters, our blue charity here at RGB LAN. Mm-hmm. But there's something where, like, every programming language that's like a full language is called Turing complete, where like you can translate it into any other language, right?
Yes.
So I feel the same about competition, right? Where, maybe the terminology is a little bit different, maybe the flow feels a little bit stranger, but at the end of the day, it's kind of people having these like discerning strategic ideas and then attempting to execute them, right? So I think, once you sort of have an enthusiasm for one type of esport or just competition in general, then that appreciation is Turing complete, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that segues pretty nicely in how I'm trying to approach casting some of the different tournaments this weekend here. I'll be doing Rocket League as well tomorrow, and PUBG today and tomorrow, along with some TF2. and Overwatch 2 as well. And I look at Rocket League in the same way that you would commentate a hockey game. It's fast-paced. There's specific plays going on, and there's always something happening. There's always some actions. There's always some play getting set up. There's always something going on. You just have to know where to look. That's the biggest thing. And I look at PUBG in the way that you would commentate a baseball game, where it'll be, you got lots of time to hang out. You got to stretch things out a little bit, and then suddenly there will be some quick action. You got to pick up on that real fast, and then it'll calm down again. For TF2, I just look at that most similarly to how I have seen Counter-Strike casted, which isn't a traditional sport, but still a wonderful sport, where there's, at least for TF2, you're not going to have rounds in the same way that you'd have Counter-Strike, so there will be a constant back and forth here. But there's all kinds of ways that you can look at casting different games, but the biggest thing is you have an idea of the general flow, and casting these different events and playing these different events is, as you said excellently, Turing complete, where if you have a foundation with one, you can easily translate that to another one. And as an aside, I'm a software engineer myself, so
there you go.
I
Nailed it.
Be able to pick up on that. Yeah, it's an easy guess at a LAN party. It's like, oh, you work with computers? Wow, how'd you know? You can flip a coin, and you'll get it right more often than not, guessing that someone here is working with computers in some way.
Yeah, very true. Yep. Well said. And yeah, I think too, even in the context of all the different types of what makes competition special in itself and in the way that's expressed, I think it's always so fun with esports in particular of what makes each game sort of shine at the very top level. So thinking of something like Rocket League, where you can watch these lights out aerials, right? Like someone's flying from downtown for a double Indy McTwist to spike it in the net or something, right? And same for something like Team Fortress 2, where it's, watching one of these soldiers do a wacky rocket jumps, right? I've seen poetry in the air up there.
Yeah,
right?
It's like they got on the high wire, some of these plays these guys put on. It's wild.
Yep. Yeah, and it's one of those things you think, it gets old at some point. You've seen it a million times, but it does not get old. I could watch that all day long.
Seeing it live just makes it that much more special.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine, too, how nerve-wracking it is for some of those types of players, which are very mechanically focused, right? Because when you're at home, you have your, the same old desk, the same old setup, all your peripherals the regular way. You're feeling comfortable and cozy, but here, your chair is not quite the same. Your desk isn't the right height.
Yeah, exactly.
You're having people around you, got to make sure that you're not, bumping into people and stuff like that, maybe. So
yeah, you take a little bit of that control away from your environment that you'd have in playing in your own home. You have a lot more sound. The lights are going to be different. The feel's going to be different. So it just comes down to, do you have your fundamentals? How good can you focus? And how good can the rest of your team focus through all this too? Because it's a different feel being in person for a tournament and for something like this here. It's I think we're about to hop in. I think we have all 12 of our competitors here. So this will be all my fellas facing off against Goblin Zone for match 1 here of our group stages.
Yeah, loading in the server. We have all 12 players. I can't wait for these teams. And we'll take a second to just shout out our charities one more time. We have Julia's Grace supporting children with cancer and helping assist their lifestyles. Help Hope Live for those bank-breaking medical bills. And last is Philly, Texas, as we head into map number 1. See you in the server.
All right.
Here we go. So we'll take it off here with Hedgehog Hero, old Hedge, working the way for the lower rollout here onto Snakewater Mid. So right here, there's all this high ground that these players are going to be vying for, sort of working their way across the point. And right now, Culture with a massive bomb all the way onto, there we go, onto Hedge, actually. So there we go, the first few picks going the way of all my fellas, working our way now all the way through into the enemy's lower. So clear out all those frags, get the point capture after.
Blue team marching forward as Goblin Zone takes over the first point here. Oh, no, sorry, all my fellas, you had it right.
And now we have actually a full Uber advantage for that's lol guy. Sorry, I didn't have the correct overlay here. So Agent Cortez is Lol Guy here on Medic, who has full Uber advantage, right? So Sam now on the sniper trying to see if he can stop Lol Guy coming in with that full Uber. But right now, you know, Sandblast bot mode doing their namesake and scouting out each of these doorways.
Uber comes in perfectly. Habib gets one frag here to see if they can move forward and take the second point.
Slice Rogue spacing very well with the heavy here, just kind of feeding as many heals as possible into the heavy, but you know, you bleed one person, then two, then three. Sandblast now kind of working all the way across the point to zone out the rest of the players who are alive, but somehow there's a point being held on just for a bit, but last player alive on the point here is
And All My Fellas takes the last point.
There we go. Round number 1 of RGB 6 goes in favor of All My Fellas. First to 5 rounds wins their match number 1.
So some really great play by Sandblast to really get in the face of their opponents there, take away some of that fire from some of his teammates, and really get some effective frags.
Working our way into mid number 2. We have some fast bombs coming in from these soldiers saying, hey, we got so comfortable in that first round, now we're not going to play so nice.
Scouts playing from up on high as All My Fellas tries again, but they're staying back a little bit as Goblin Zone is beginning to capture first point. But All My Fellas gets a fast 5 frags and looks like they're going to take mid.
Who's this last one here? Yeah, Sam, there we go. Yep, so a full wipe. Going to be finding ourselves with full Uber disad here. This is what we were sort of talking about before, where at least on the control point map here, they have a little bit more of a chance where if you lose one fight, we have a chance to defend our own last point. Now, Spade's on the sniper, going to see if they can stop the medic, but yeah, it's a bit tougher to find our way back into a hold here. Oh, as it looks like we lost one. Yep, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here on All My Fellas. Normally we would pause here, but maybe they're preoccupied. Bombing away into last year with this full Uber ad, zoning everyone into their spawn. So right now we have just the recommit happening as soon as this point capture starts coming down. Goblin Zone now working their way out, trying to swing towards point, but Sandblast is really down their throats here, not giving them any room to breathe.
Ooh. All My Fellas takes second point here. Next one will win this match.
Oh yeah, we're here on just the first half anyway. So we'll see what All My Fellas has to show us here for round number 3. Working our way out, exciting to see this Habib roll out here playing Soldier, of course famous for playing demo, but is, as you could guess, phenomenal at Soldier as well. Ah, jinxed it. Missed the rocket a little bit, the terrain.
Commentator curse right there. And out of the sky, Jeff gets knocked out. All My Fellas coming in again, but it's keeping pretty even. 4 on 3 here for middle. Sandblast trying to get that last one so close. Sam gets knocked out there by Bomo instead of Sandblast, but still mid will go to All My Fellas as Goblin Zone regroups, getting ready to push back.
As we see 6 in the server again, that's funny. I think someone just did disconnect, but they said, I think we can still take the win. Let's not pause. But right now we have a bit of a different mid here because Slice Rogue survived mid and is now with a team basically, yep, at even Uber's here. So there's going to be maybe a little bit of an exchange here outside on second, but both teams kind of not super confident in what they want to do yet.
Yeah, both playing back just a little bit, waiting for the other one to take a bite. Brian sitting up, perched, waiting to rain rockets down here on All My Fellas. But All My Fellas not giving them anything to work with just yet. But now it comes in the push. And off of his perch, he goes down. But Goblin Zone taking 2 frags there as Habib and Quacks get knocked out. So now Goblin Zone has a chance to come forward and take a swing here at mid.
Ooh, the Uber gets forced out here on Lol Guy, trying to just flash everyone they can. And whoa, Sam goes down super low there. Oh, sorry, that was Spade Slick, of course. But right now, the point's coming down, and full Uber ad is on the side of Goblin Zone. Some of these stray pipes, wow, are gnarly coming all the way in. I think that's from Dingo there. So right now, we're working our way across this mid, and the Uber does come out lower.
Goblin Zone taking mid, bringing the fight back and saying, we're not laying down just yet here. We are trying to bring this back. Quacks looks like he is caught between a rock and a hard place, but somehow works his way out of there. Still behind the other team, but gets knocked out by Sam.
Oh, finally Slice Rogue does go down. Sandblast here, such a menace, right? Even saying, you know, maybe it's time for us to hold last, but taking these peaks just to see where they're coming from, right? Going for even a little bit of a wrap down here, maybe for a back cap, as, wait, there's so much point pressure already. The heavy's on point. Hedgehog Hero going out with as many stickies, and oh, takes down both. Could it be? There's a round.
Manages to get it. Goblin Zone with their first round win. Very nice. Yeah, that was... I like the idea, but for Sandblast trying to get the back cap, but I guess all the pieces fell in place for Goblin Zone to get that first round win for them.
Yeah, humbling here, right? You know, you say, oh, we'll stay with the person down, we'll, you know, go for back caps, and surprise, you lost the round here. So let's see if they're coming at this next mid with a little bit more discipline.
Certainly.
The control point is being contested.
So All My Fellas touches mid first, but pulls back to see what kind of action that Goblin Zone brings forward. Ryan going behind All My Fellas, but he will have to wait and watch. Sam bouncing around quite a bit, says hello to Sandblast, but then walks on as Sandblast knocks out Spades.
The control point is being alert.
Wow, what an interesting mid, actually, from the side of All My Fellas, where, yeah, both Sandblast and Bot Mode got through Kitchen and sort of like right behind the enemy team. So even though Goblin Zone wasn't doing particularly poorly at the start, they just kind of couldn't focus on both doors at the same time.
Yeah, both. It seemed like everybody was playing for picks there rather than playing for the point, as mid was left open for quite a while there. But All My Fellas ends up taking mid, pushing in on second right now. Goblin Zone regroups to defend that point.
Even Uber's here and no one has one quite yet, so All My Fellas trying to establish sort of this map control, right, where as these Ubers are starting to even out, they'll hopefully want to take it into last, right, because they have half this cap already, and Sandblast now wrapping behind. Oh, onto Slice Rogue, 1-2, okay, 3.
Gets him.
Oh, and what a shot there, a fadeaway onto Sam, too. That's a massive amount of damage.
Wow.
Sandblast, I would say, is a little bit famous, especially in like even in the Highlander scene, where you know the scatter gun I think does, yeah, basically like you know you can hit as many bullets as you like, but Sandblast is constantly hitting these 80 damage shots, and it's suffocating. That's why I said immediately it will take just 2 to kill the medic, and yeah, he's still warming up. It took 3, but yeah, it's beautiful to watch. Kind of like just most of the pellets hit every single time.
Yeah, that's just it's incredible seeing the skill these guys have.
Working their way back in. You have the Zubers back on 30%-ish each for both medics. Not too much ad to speak of here. Goblin Zone establishing themselves pretty comfortably on mid as, wow, Habib tries to go for some kind of an opening and gets smacked right back down.
All My Fellas pulling back to second, waiting for Goblin Zone to push in. They have a man advantage, but they're just waiting for everyone to get together, waiting for that perfect opportunity to strike. All My Fellas stacking up on defense, getting those high positions, getting those stickies ready, just waiting. Each other's waiting for the other one to take a jump.
Ooh, these Ubers are full as we're working a little bit into soft for Goblin Zone. Trying to just, again, spot out, like, what seems like a good way to go for this Uber. You know, are they going to let us get off a lot of damage? Are they going to give us a lot of room? Things like that. But, of course, these players on All My Fellas have seen this a million times, and whew, quick jump coming through from Jeff there. It finds nothing, so let's see what the counter stack looks like. As actually they feed, like, 4 players forward, trying to get really aggressive for this play. Wow. Even Habib with this very much full buff finds her way up through Catwalk. And, oh, Hedgehog Hero is getting just surrounded. The Uber comes out, sure, but the Goblin Zone players are so weak and they're down so many at this point that, yeah, it's really tough to stay in this fight at all. Honestly, Sam is doing a great job to just barely stay alive and squeeze their way back out.
Goblin Zone pushing forward as Jeff tries to push back on mid just a little bit, but fortunately we'll have to watch for a few seconds here as Sandblast goes down as well to Sam. And Goblin Zone manages to take back mid and hold on to that point.
Oh, it's always the most heartbreaking thing when someone gets the pack in the middle of your fight, right? But hey, Spades manages to clean it out with the help of some soldier backup. And right now, yes, feeling these shots. Yeah, you see those are like the 6 damage, but you know, knowing that the medic's that lit, you got to go for those. But hey, Sam is already through lobby, and going down there is not too bad. We'll see if All My Fellas wants to question a push here.
Sandblast bringing out the sniper rifle, trying to get a few headshots, knock some boys out of the sky here.
Point is being contested.
Ooh, the action shot here in third person. Yeah, this is great. We got to kind of see the kind of scope he's working with and saw the medic legs and not quite able to seal a deal on one of these shots yet. Ooh, almost.
He's giving them haircuts, but he's not getting any frags just yet with that.
He actually got the force there with getting the headshot onto Sam because, ooh, nice from Sam and grabbing Sandblast as well.
The control point is being contested.
Ready for last, but hey, second isn't capped yet, so we get all capped up from the team, but this does give full advantage for a LOL guy that's
Secure the control point.
here on All My Fellas.
Yeah, last point, all my fellas getting ready here with the Uber advantage as Goblin Zone reining in, pushing. They're so close to getting last, but Habib holds them back.
Oh, this cap time is so tantalizing, right? Yeah, you can see just trying to jump on the point there at the last second. It's like, oh, what if I'm the hero? What if I have what it takes to finish this cap,
All you
right?
need is just to sit on there for just a second, but all my fellows holds them back.
I am so appreciative of this discipline coming out of Goblin Zone, actually. Where there, they kind of had a chance to get greedy and, you know, maybe hide themselves in the lobby a little bit. But that's definitely a call from Sam to say, hey, everybody chill out. We're holding second. We're building the super. Keep our medic alive. That's it. And it really helps the team focus. And I think shows us why they were able to take a round off the favorite so far and are looking at the second one if they can.
Certainly. I know if I was playing, I'd have the gotta get there itis and just flying on the point as any possible way that I could. But they're excellent discipline that these guys are showing here. Excellent game, or excellent teamwork here as well. As Spades pushes in and Sandblast gets a peek, both saying hello to each other, but watching each other go on. As we get a engineer here from Agent Cortez. And it looks like push coming in from the bottom there. But nothing just yet. Everyone's feeling each other out. Everyone checking each other out. Hedgehog Hero almost getting taken out there, but pushes back just in time.
So much damage being traded back and forth, but nothing really coming of it. And looking for the headshot from Agent Cortez, the spy kid. Not able to find anything yet, but hey, we're going to keep trading this damage until one team gets an opening. Even Uber's on both sides.
Yeah, both just trading jabs at this point. No haymakers just yet.
What a force in lower. Yeah, Slice Rogue was at like 50 HP and got brought down to 35 and says, you know, at that point, if I take one last, like, you know, an aggressive breeze at this point,
yeah, you get
will take me
sneezed
out,
at
so.
and that's it.
Full ad coming in from the side of All My Fellas, and they charge their way forward onto the point, and it looks like they might not even have to use Goblin Zone, keeping their players alive, keeping their medic alive, but kind of giving up the point for free at the same time.
And second will go to the way of All My Fellas as mid opens back up. Goblin Zone peeling back, waiting to see the push come in, waiting to regroup here. Hedgehog here setting up those defensive stickies. And flying in is Bomo, trying to get a few kills on the retreating Goblin Zone. Gets one here from Sandblast on Bear, or Brian, pardon me. Jeff goes down from Bomo as well, so 2 kills there.
Yeah, I actually missed the class swap here. Yeah, I didn't realize. Bot mode now on Demo Man, which is, for anyone just joining us in the TF2 scene here, extraordinarily rare. Well, basically not a thing that really happens unless you're going to one of the off classes, like a specialist class. So, yeah, these guys having fun here on LAN and seeing if they have what it takes. Wow. Beautiful shot from Habib, projectile champion.
We have secured the control point.
Goblin Zone here with the Uber ad on last point. Holding it on. Looks like they're going to wait until they have Uber as well. And they also managed to get, well, All My Fellas manages to get 2. Now they can push in.
Control point is being captured.
Touching point, not capping it just yet, though. Brian trying to hold back those scouts, keep everyone real far back here. Uber comes out for All My Fellas, pushing in, and they get the 3rd point.
Wow, All My Fellas working their way all the way back from, what was that? I think their own last, all the way into the enemy team's last.
Yeah, yeah, from coast to coast, they managed to get that one.
Yeah, beautiful play from them. And yeah, kind of showing this veteran savvy as the score here is 3-1 for All My Fellas. And Goblin Zone finding a round of themselves. Its first 5 rounds is our winner for match number 1 here on Snakewater, RGB LAN 6.
Both teams just giving each other the mean stare. Nothing just yet. Some damage going forward. Habib decides now's the time to strike.
Oh.
And gets one. All My Fellas. Oh, now All My Fellas has a 4-on-3 advantage here. Starting to take on mid. Goblin Zone peeling back.
Working our way now. Yeah, I always get like
There
I have
goes
like
Sandblast.
I have almost like a Pavlovian response to the medic being injured sound because I play medic myself. I'm like, oh, what happened? What's the matter? But no, everything's fine. Both teams working their way on to second. And yeah, Goblin Zone kind of saying, hey, you know, this isn't our fight here. Let's just make sure that we have a last to speak of. And they're also uneven Ubers here, so All My Fellows really have to earn it.
Agent Cortez swatting away one of the scouts there. Jeff falling down, so it's going to be a tough final point here. But Sandblast gets fragged by Sam. Sam managed to get two there with Quacks going down as well. So a 3-on-3 here for the final point. Agent Cortez trying to get things working here. Gets Ubered, holds off two of them. Soldiers are making it a fight though.
That late Uber, like, you know, just when they needed it most, and to finish the Uber with a buff versus these soldiers. But wait, Slice Rogue hitting arrow after arrow onto these soldiers keeps them alive and keeps them in the fight.
1 HP in a dream. That's all you need just to stay alive.
Sandblast now on the sniper looking for one of those openings. Ubers are basically even, slight add for the side of All My Fellas. But right now, working our way up into... Ooh. We're coming our way through drop down here. Just seeing what we can find.
Sandblast just biding his time, waiting to get the push here on everyone. Is he going to go for a back count?
Wait.
Is he doing it? Oh my goodness. He's got to make it fast though.
×5, ×6. Oh, they Sandblast with the sniper back cap. No way.
Wow.
What a play. Listen, Mike, I feel like I've seen it all after all this time. I've never seen a sniper back cap on LAN.
Wow, Sandblast just putting on a clinic here for aggressive play and just, I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss for words for that.
Even his body language, like, we're watching the cast, like, wait a second. And he's looking at the point, like, wait a second. All right, working our way on to mid number 6 here. Sandblast back on the scout, pressuring players off the high ground, kind of making sure no one makes for an aggressive play onto the medic. And, yep, as Hedgehog Hero is the last one sort of in the fight here for Goblin Zone, this will be another mid win for All My Fellas.
I'm still trying to mentally recover from that last
Me too.
point.
Stay professional, except it's really
man.
hard.
We have captured the control
So All My Fellas takes mid back, and we have an engineer by Spade there on Goblin Zone, but All My Fellas just raining through as Bomo gets 4 kills there.
Yeah, here I missed. They're on the Crits Creek here instead of the Uber, and yeah, taking a really quick 5-0. So there we go. That's match number 1 going in favor of All My Fellas. And I apologize. I thought there would be actually a halftime, but in favor of keeping things fast at LAN, which I appreciate very much. We're looking, just at a quick 5-1 here in this about 20-minute match number 1.
And what a showcase of gamesmanship that was. Just Sandblast, wow.
I can't wait to talk about that all weekend long, because it's one thing online, like, there's memes, everyone chatting around, but like to be at the after party, like, let's say Goblin Zone, what happened there, man? What have you guys been up to? Not checking your doors like you used to, not staying diligent, huh? But hey, listen, well deserved from the side of All My Fellas, right?
Oh, absolutely. And Goblin Zone definitely has, it's not like they laid down. They still have, they had excellent gameplay. I'm sure they had wonderful communication. They still grouped up together very nicely. It's not over for them. They still have lots of opportunity to move forward here, and I'm excited to see some more of the gameplay that they bring this weekend.
Right. Yeah, I would phrase it the same way, like a great poise from them. You can kind of feel that they've been practicing, at least for me, because a win like that against a team like this doesn't come by accident. So I'm excited to see like kind of the effort that they put into a tournament like this and saying, hey, even though we're going up against such a team like this, we have what it takes to get these rounds on the board and to kind of show that coordination and cohesion. So we'll have to keep an eye, as this is a 4-team group for 2 groups, right? So as they match up against the rest of their crew, I'm feeling pretty confident on their chances against the rest of the competition there.
Absolutely. To give a quick peek in on some of the other results, Ford Gaming played Victims of the Real Wiener. Ford Gaming getting the win there. So they won their first in Group B. Group A consists of All My Fellas and Goblin Zone. All My Fellas with their first win, along with Opium and Team Fun. Group B, circling back to them, has Ford Gaming, Victims of the Real Wiener, Era Black, and Drift Pugs.
Yeah, we'll see basically which way these start shaking out where, yeah, it's always fun to get that first match out the way, but once these teams start racking up those wins and racking up those losses, it stops being anyone's game and starts really putting your name on the top of the ranking leaderboard here. So best of luck to each of these teams as we start warming our way into LAN.
Oh, absolutely. I believe we're taking a short break coming up here. Get confirmation here from our Madam Producer. So we're going to take a quick minute. Thanks for tuning in to RGB LAN 6. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to RGB LAN 6's coverage of the Team Fortress 2 tournament. We just finished up our first showcase match. All My Fellas getting the win against Goblin Zone. Coming up for match 2 here in Group B, we have Era Black playing against Drift Pugs. As a few fans here, hopefully, are getting picked up on the microphone. It's a dedicated group that's here that I wish we had a camera to showcase just all these amazing people that are here. That was some of the Neckbreaker Murder Squad that I had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, which tune in for Midnight Madness. Please, please, please. You'll be able to see all of these beautiful people here doing all their craziness that I can't even put into words.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to say it other than that.
Yeah, they're definitely coming through. I can hear it on my side, and yeah, what a fun crew. Yeah, so hey, listen, yeah, it's a good day to be a Mike Lowry fan. Everyone cheering from the sidelines.
It's always a good day to be a Mike Lowry fan.
All right, well, here we are. We're back with round number 2 of our group stages here. So all the teams have played their first matches, and we're now into match number, round 2 for each of these teams in the group stage. So we have Era Black versus Drift Pugs. You want to run us down one of these rosters?
Sure. So Era Black is captained by Apathy. Teammates include Pablo, Scratch, Penny, Market, and Alexandros.
On the other side, we have Drift Pugs, led by Fireball, and rounded out with Hammy, Alex, Gotten, Sage, and Untamed.
Such great handles that these that these guys have. We got to get some interviews to figure out where all these names came from. These are just there's some artwork that that some of these names these guys have. It's a
especially when you double down, right? Like there's the Real Wiener, and of course on the team, Victims of the Real Wiener.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the full send right there.
Yeah.
So we'll be bringing you into the match here momentarily. I believe we need one more person, and after that 12th man joins, then we'll be giving you a peek at the action.
That's right. And here at RGB6, I'll take another moment to shout out our charities, where each of the RGB color channels represents one of these different charities that we're playing games, raising money for here throughout this weekend. So there's Julia's Grace, which is supporting children with cancer and helping support their lifestyles. Next up is Help Hope Live, which is basically financial help for different, really financially damaging medical procedures. And then finally is the Philly Tech Sisters, who are supporting different coding workshops and putting together different types of organizations for women of color, getting them into tech. So those are the 3 charities we have of RGB in order. Thanks everyone for your support, and please give these charities a shout out if you can.
Absolutely. We have more information about these charities, their mission statements, and ways that you can donate to help at rgblan.com. Cannot highly recommend enough just getting an additional look, the amazing work that these charities do and the great causes that they support. And I thank all that have donated so far with their time and money. And I thank you for tuning in here and hope that you can help all of these charities accomplish their missions as well.
Yeah, and thanks, too, for everyone tuning in, everyone here playing, and everyone on the production side. You know, there's not a lot of LANs and groups like this that get to put a 6 next to their name, right? So cheers to everyone supporting us and helping us continue to be here and helping us do good, well, I guess the best way we know how with video games, right?
It's great to be gaming for good, gaming for a great cause. 3 great causes, really. Not often you have those opportunities, and it's really wonderful to be a part of it. And just the dedication that the staff has for propping up these charities and doing all the hard work that they do it's just wonderful, wonderful just to share a room with them, let alone help out here and also to donate too. It is just a sight to behold that I cannot overstate.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, everybody. We have a 12 in server now, so it should be any minute where we're getting into round number 2. And it's fun for me, too. You know, normally, like, we get all the, going back and forth over what the map is and who we're expecting to shine. But these teams are picking the maps as they go, right? So we'll basically get as surprised as our audience here with whatever it'll be.
Certainly. I'm a bit curious from a player standpoint. Is there any kind of favorite map that gets picked one over the other or one above any other? Or are there any, like, insta-lock for vetoes that go into these tournaments? As a player, what's your perspective going into something like this?
Sure, thanks for asking. I think it comes down to sort of like 2 avenues almost or I'd say 3. Number 1 is if you're the favored team, the stronger team with better aim, better DM, everything like that, you'll usually pick King of the Hill because you can just win harder, faster that way. Second is what players like. You know, so if there's some maps that people particularly really hate, and, you know, we've worked on the map pool for so long and removed so many maps that people don't like, so it's a little more subjective now, but I don't know, maybe somebody really hates Metalworks. Like, for certain classes, it's hard with the verticality versus the small, tiny rooms. And actually, I've just gotten word from our esteemed production crew that we're back on Snakewater, which I think, is one of those maps, just everybody likes. Oh, and the last thing, of course, is if you have a specialist on one of the maps, which is a little more rare, but, like, for example, if you have a sniper player that's really good on your team, you might go for one with big sightlines, like Product for a King of the Hill map and stuff like that.
It's great to have that little peek in there. And as mentioned, we're going back to Sandblast, was that?
Oh, no, yeah, the Snakewater,
Snakewater.
Sandblast pick from the last one, yeah. Yep. So, 5 control points, first to 5 wins, and... we saw the last round was a 5-1. As I check out our kind of tournament standing so far, I see there was a 5-0 from, let's see.
Ford Gaming has that 5-0
right.
win over Victims of the Real Wiener. Also victims of Ford Gaming in that first match. Hopefully they can pick themselves up after that sweep in the first round.
Right. Right, so now... as you're playing basically in each of these group stages, you're going against your opponents. I'm guessing once, actually. I didn't take a second to kind of read out the full listing here, but more or less when you get to kind of have this little round robin in your own individual group, you kind of have one shot at each of these teams, right? So, it's exciting now that we're coming to the second one. It's like, hey, are we going to be on the plus side, neutral, or minus side of our standings of our group?
So one thing, as we wait a little bit longer here and as we put the finishing touches on getting the match ready, as you go through group stages, do you get, asking more of a player perspective here, do you get a bit of an idea for how some of the other teams have played in their match? Do you do any intel on their maps of choice or how they're doing throughout the weekend, or any kind of look-ins to see what they're thinking ahead of time, just so you guys can plan what you're going to do differently?
Ooh. Yeah, I would say on one hand, you sort of have an idea of, like I mentioned here, like, hey, this team should come at the top of the bracket and that one maybe at the bottom. So if there's an upset, then that's interesting right away. But I think sort of the philosophy, which you're sort of getting at, is so different whether you're like a top team versus an up-and-comer, right? Where if you're coming to this tournament and not had a lot of experience here, you're fighting to survive, right? Like, we have to win this game right here, right now, and you do whatever it takes there. For the top teams, they're looking at it in a different way. Like, we're going to pass our group. Doesn't matter. How do we beat these teams in playoffs is the real question, right? So you're not necessarily like nitpicking exactly what you need to do in the moment. You're like, ooh, let me push this team, let me test this team, feel it out. And that'll kind of indicate what we might want to pick later on for our maps or what kind of playstyle we'll want to use against them. So yeah, great question. There's a lot that goes into it, but it kind of comes from your own perspective of like, I guess, how favored you are and aren't in the tournament.
And follow-up. How much does attire go into your performance for the day here? My goodness, look at this! Look at this man's outfit. You are just dressed to the nines here tonight. My goodness, you got a hot date tonight here, Rogue, or what's going on?
No, I stand on the shoulders of giants of my fashion team, basically helping put some wardrobe together. I'll even change it up a little bit tomorrow. I got something else in the same kind of vein.
Right.
But yeah, even I was joking that like this jacket's so stuck after casting at the RGL LAN, which was the first like league tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm I gotta kind of put the brand to the name as we're getting into the match.
All right, yeah, we're about to look in here. We're gonna have round 2, Era Black versus Drift Pugs.
Working our way back here on Snakewater yet again. We're not quite sliding all of our way up the ramp here, but that's all right. Hey, listen, you avoid that early damage, so it's kind of a win-win. Task failed successfully.
Apathy going from way up high, cruises in, gets the look in, but falls down to Nomad Refugee as it looks like Drift Pugs is going to have the man advantage getting mid. No one capping just yet. 2-on-1 right now. 1-on-1, and mid stays open for right now.
Well, the Eye of the Storm really. Oh, wait, Alexandro's catching out Fireball, but Fireball just, I guess.
I think I heard them screaming from across the venue.
Wow. Okay, finally, mid is beginning to be capped here from the side of Era Black. It's only one so far, though, so we'll see if there's enough hustle coming out of Drift Pugs to contest, and they do.
Fireball watching from up on high here as Era Black pushing in from the skies and from the ground. Hammy pushing back against these soldiers, trying to keep the space open for his teammates here.
Do-over for our mid, huh?
It was the point so nice, gotta cap it twice.
Yeah, right now, Untamed kind of working their way back. Finally, the mid coming down a little bit more squarely this time for Era Black. But I really like what Drift Pugs kind of working here, where they're really poking and prodding. You know, when the other team is capping, they're so congealed right on this one sort of specific spot that's such a pressure point. So if you can set some spam damage out there, as right now Nomad Refugee is taking the initiative here, yeah, you can do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. Some of the hype coming through here on the microphone, as still concentration is on mid once again. Alex trying to keep them a little bit spaced out, but Era Black just takes a different route and says, hey, you keep your stickies over there, as second is going to the way of Era Black. Drift Pugs pulling back, letting second fall. They're going to put all their chips on last and see how that goes for defense.
Interesting here to see the difference between a team like this versus Goblin Zone, where Drift Pugs at first kind of backed up too early, then backed up too late. Scratch now actually just like flying through and opening up a ton of space here on this last point. Professor E opting to just kind of back up, stay alive, keep the protection around their medic. But actually I missed that Shrunk. I lost, I guess, which of those players is that alias. But anyway, Shrunk here on Uber Disad and trying to build all the way back up. So the fridge here on the side of Era Black will get to choose whenever they want to go.
And they get a man advantage, and now might be the time to push in. Sentry's going down. Another one coming up in its place. And Scratch flying through the skies, flying through the hallway. And the push comes in. Uber's in here as well. Points beginning to get capped. And now comes Drift Pugs to try to push them back. Almost holds off for just enough time. But is it going to be enough? No, Era Black gets the first round by knocking everybody out. And my goodness.
textbook TF2, right? You have your scout start capping, make the enemies swarm onto the point, and then your demo man just does all the splash damage to clean them up. So, you know, you like give them the bait and then reel them in.
I'll be sure to take notes on this match.
Working our way into the next mid, which, even though I feel like we spent an eternity on mid after the first round, we find ourselves here again. Some actually pretty strong early damage coming out of Perniferous, and that does a lot too to stop the crit heals, right? Where you heal at triple the rate if you haven't taken damage in a while. So right now, Drift Pug's opting to fight for a little bit of the high ground here with that Soldier Scout combo.
And just like last match, another of you go first here as both watch each other. No one really capping the point yet, but Era Black proves me wrong as I'm saying that. Fireball hanging back and manages to get that kill there on Perniferous, saving his hide for another fight.
We're making our way around the world here. We've made it to last and also second and also mid all at the same time. If I'm reading right, I think mid hasn't been capped yet. There we go. Yep, the cap starts coming down, but Alexandros here on last, poking and prodding, trying to go for like a cheeky pick on the medic, but gets found.
Professor E goes down to Hammy and Nomad. So Era Black will be down one scout and one soldier here going in, but they're still taking the point.
Scratch already on the sniper here with their disad. You're trying to get that medic and get that lucky shot sort of before the medic has a chance to push in, but you know, it gets juggled in these low ceilings. So that is a soldier's favorite flavor of terrain, huh?
Yeah, sniper just could not get it done, unfortunately there. Stuck in a corner with a rocket launcher. It's a tough fight in a close hallway between those two weapons there. And Drift Bugs looks like they are deciding to take mid here. And second as well. Era Black pulling way back, saying, we're going to keep the fight here at last and push you guys out. Uber's available on both teams, so it'll be interesting to see who pops first.
Working our way now. Still, I keep feeling like I'm seeing players in spots they're not supposed to be. Alexandro's really enjoying a flank. But hey, if not on land, then when?
Exactly. Apathy getting one frag there to keep their advantage and keep Drift Pugs at bay just a little bit longer, but Scratch seems to have possibly overcommitted a little bit there, as now Drift Pugs has a bit of an advantage. And the push comes in here. Who's gonna ult first? Neither. Both just say hello and go about their way here. Fight for another day.
Not this time, but pretty soon.
Very soon, I'm sure. Alexandro's coming in from behind, trying to peel some of the defenders here. Gives him a little how do you do and goes about his way. Era Black gets 2 frags there, so they're going to take second back.
No sniper back caps this time, just casually making their way out from their own last. Now the second pushing towards mid. And they still have actually a good amount of ad here. It'll be about 40% by the time that Shrunk gets back into battle. And yeah, quick pick up top from Professor E. Yeah, kind of an easy mid cap here as a sniper still dead. But look at that Hammy trying to go for the sniper shot from downtown, but it's too little, too late. Unless. Yeah, nice surf, but what are you gonna do?
You'll get him next time, champ. So mid goes the way to Era Black from last through mid here. Push starting to come in on second here. Alexandros, pardon me, trying to see if he can get some sniper shots. Untamed eating a sticky grenade there. And Alexandros coming in here. Let's get some highlight reel action.
Alert. Our control point has been captured.
Not yet. We're going to work on that. Second is going to go to the way of Era Black, though, as they have Uber advantage. Hammy setting up on defense, and Shrunk will be pretty close here on Uber, so both are going to have an Uber going into this fight here on last. A few pokes on the sentry gun there. Does manage to go down by Perniferous, pardon me. And Era Black loses 2, falls back. Drift Pugs holds on to last quite well.
Yeah, whoa, nice shots actually. Getting a lot of like surprising spam down and going for the chase too. Wait a second. This is so much coming out Untamed here. Smelling the blood in the water. Does take down Alexandros. So now we're working our way out onto second, or so we think. The Fridge here had their Uber forced out, so right now Shrunk is going to have full ad.
And Professor E trying the back cap here as well. Almost gets it, but Drift Pugs hold on by the skin of their teeth there for last.
Ooh, just barely the Fridge manages to survive. The Spoon, which of course is an insta-kill if the Soldier is rocket jumping and then hits that shot onto the med while they're still airborne. And it does take like half of a second for Melee to actually come out when you click the button. So it's a super threatening and skill timing weapon. But anyway, we have the rest of Arrow Black working their way up onto the high ground here. Very incrementally and slowly taking this fight. These are always my favorites. Sorry, looking at the direct hit here from scratch to take out that Sentry gun. This does extra damage but less splash. So anyway, I love that type of fight where, you know, you just do your damage, move forward, do your damage, move forward, and then that's it. That's the fight. You won in second.
Yeah, much more strategical fight from both of these teams here, waiting to see just little bits, see who's going to overcommit, who's going to make the mistake first. Both of them just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Some great discipline here from these teams. Peniferous getting healed up, loading back up, ready to bring the fight back to him. Professor E starting to push in, touches point. Do we have a response from Drift Pugs? We do, just in time. And Hammy pushes them back, holds onto the point still for a little bit longer. Uber out from Drift Pugs here as Peniferous tries to clear point. 3 Drift Pugs sitting on the point, so it's going to be the Demo Men that have to clear it out. Fireball says, get out of here. But Scratch, still fighting, gets 2 direct hits. And they do manage to get the point as well. Second round point going to Arrow Black.
Wow, I love the way Drift Pugs feel so wily, right? I mean, honestly, both of these teams, even Alexandro is kind of getting behind, but yeah, Drift Pugs backed all the way out into their spawn, so they won't die to that Uber, but then at that point, it's like, hey, well, let's just cap, right? So they managed to come back out just in time and kind of played that pretty effectively as a team, but, you know, it's pretty rare, I think, to see all 6 players leave, all 6 players come back in, and, yeah, kind of, like, just take the fight in the way that they want to, rather than letting the opponent dictate.
Yeah, exactly. And Arrow Black taking the high ground here, try to take that second point. Untamed pushing forward, looking for a pick, but heals back. Fireball in the skies. The aerial assault continues. And we have 2 player, one, we have 5-on-4 here on mid. Arrow Black starting to cap some of mid. Looks like they're going to end up taking that one. And Drift Pugs will watch as they respawn here. And watch seconds start to get touched up.
On top of that, I managed to scratch my face without punching my microphone, so wins all around the board.
Oh, absolutely. That's a MVP vote right there.
You're welcome, citizens. Working our way here, Professor E hiding out in this little drop-down area. This actually used to connect all the way from last back to second and have like a really tricky kind of way, but you can see some of the soldiers checking their doors, don't find anyone, but surprise, Professor E's still here.
Professor E looking for the kill here on the soldier. Is he going to get the medic here as well? He's trying, going for the back cap and gets 2 here. Pushing in on that medic, but he is going to peel back. Probably the best decision there. Excellent 2 frags there from Professor E as he holds on to 7 HP. Going for a third. Still pushing in on the point. Still fighting.
And way from downtown, actually, Alexandro's got a snipe onto Shrunk. All the way down from, I think that was even in the lobby or something like that. So a med pick from the sniper. Really great job there.
Between Alexandros and Apathy bringing in the support, that really helped take that second point. But now Drift Pugs are starting to take it back as well, and the fight moves back toward mid. Peniferous getting ready here for any aerial fights, but Fireball says, I'm coming through anyway.
Not bad damage onto the Fridge here, but they get the back and they're fine. There's so much damage on the side of, like, Arrow Black is so low. This is fantastic from Apathy, actually, to work their way in and kind of buy the space back. So making all these players turn around, having to back up a little bit, where really Driftbug sort of won that fight, but got distracted by Apathy, I think.
I think so. His aggressive play there really helped push them back, and that was a little bit surprising, I'll say. But hey, whatever works. However you get there is, if it works, it works. Scratch trying to get some of those hits with a direct hit, but it's a little bit tougher as they're moving around quite a bit. Apathy trying to put on a little bit more of a show here, trying to get behind the other team. And Era Black decides to follow suit and swing out. Drip Pugs staying together quite nicely. Medic goes down for Drip Pugs here.
Wow, what a sneaky drop. And yeah, quick Uber coming out right now. Era Black, wait. Well, at least he nailed it, Fireball. We'll take those just for the personal win there. Both scouts actually kind of putting up a bit of a fight here surrounding, supporting Fireball, but yeah, look at that, 3 quick picks. Brings another round in favor of Era Black.
So we have a 1st to 5 here for this. Era Black up 3-0. As a refresher for this group, the other 2 teams in this group, Ford Gaming and Victims of the Real Wiener. Ford Gaming getting their first win so far here. As we look from the sky here, both teams starting to converge on mid. Soldiers raining down rockets. No one quite touching the point just yet. Fireball trying to high-five the camera. And both teams just playing for little bits of space. Scratch going down from Untamed. So we have 5-4 advantage here. Well, 5-3 advantage for Drip Pugs. But they are peeling back and not taking the point. Professor E working for some more space. Can't hold it all forever though, as Drip Pugs takes another down with Professor E and Alexandros knocked out. Drip Pugs taking mid, starting to push forward here on second.
Wow, honestly, I didn't think that Drift Pugs was coming in too hot. They were pushing sort of from the low ground. But that death ball approach, right, where you have your medic healing up the most important person because they can reach everybody, and then having both of those scouts like is so suffocating. Anyone who comes close gets just churned to bits, put through the meat grinder. So really well played out of them to just say, hey, play around our med, walk forward together slowly, and it works, right?
Professor E looking for some heads to click on. Just watches them go by for right now. Oh, there's one. That's a great headshot on Schronk.
Full advantage here. Oh, wait a second, the Huntsman?
Oh my goodness.
I missed this. That was a Huntsman drop? You're going medieval mode. Wait.
Wow.
And hiding out now on second. Oh.
Sneaky beaky.
I forgot you can cancel the shot too. I think if you right click it like undraws the bow.
I think so, yeah.
Nice try.
But he gets found out by Nomad and gets told to sit down there. Fireball getting a trade, and Nomad also getting a trade here as the frags come in for both sides. 3-1 advantage for Drip Pugs there, or 3-2 advantage, my apologies, as the frying pan comes out. And Drip Pugs holds on and starts to push forward.
Working our way through lower here. This is an Uber had, but it's not so easy here for Drift Pugs to be working their way forward. A lot of these plays on Era Black are, it's funny, you know, it feels like Drift Pugs is going for more of the plays in a way, but Era Black keeps ending up on top, as you can tell from the 3-round wins so far. So just putting out a ton of damage, and as I say it though, of course, Peniferous goes down in lower by themselves to a scout.
So both teams setting up, both waiting for the opportunity here. Untamed, marching forward here. Gets hurt pretty bad, but stays alive until I said that out loud as he gets knocked out. And now second is getting touched up by Drip Pugs here. Era Black's getting pushed back quite a bit. Nomad keeping him spaced out.
Working away onto last here. Apathy still has this ad. Is that another class swap? It looks like it is. So Apathy now on medic, swap with one of the soldiers. So we're now, whoa, trying to fend off Fireball here, going for a quick play into last. Yeah, that's I think a like core tenet of TF2 and other games too. If you're gonna die, you should die quickly. But they work their way through here, through lower, and ooh, wait, there's so much HP still on Untamed, but finally goes down. So there we go. We have a second captured back in favor of Era Black. Shrunk goes down, but Apathy did have to use Uber to make it happen.
So if they're quick enough here, they could get a really good push here on mid with that second soldier going down as well. So mid's starting to get capped. Era Black marching forward. But a back cap attempt by Drift Pugs will be all for naught here as mid goes to the way of Arrow Black. So now Drift Pugs starting to play on the defensive side.
Oh, there's a heavy hiding in the forward spawn, waiting for them to hop onto the cap together. Ooh, peeking out. And there we go. A lot of damage and backing up before they get caught out. Wait.
They have the intel, but he thinks it's snack time.
Eating the sandwich instead of respawning? Yeah, weird one. Okay, now they have to respawn.
Yeah, now he's got it. Switching over to... Now he's back to Scout here.
So much damage here for Peniferous, and the Uber does come out.
Peniferous knocking out that sentry, but Untamed is saying, hold on until that moment. There, Black getting that final point so close. Drift Pugs holding on by the skin of their teeth and is going to push them out. Whole team knocked out, and Drift Pugs running forward here.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
This round's been going on for a while here, as we have about 10 minutes left in the round. Of course, it's first to 5 wins, but actually, I got to check the rule set a little bit myself, whether we go into another half after this if time runs out, or if it's just, you know, whoever's ahead after the 30 minutes are up.
Yeah, depending on the rule set here, if Arrow Black can just keep the back and forth going and volleying as much as possible, they could lock this one up. Drift Pugs, if they need, or if they want to really tie this up and get a win, they really got to start making some aggressive pushes here and taking some chances.
That's right. Yeah, you have to be so creative when, ooh, that felt good. But anyway, you have to start getting really creative and taking those chances once your back's against the wall like this a little bit. You know, playing default will just result in a loss. So let's see what they can come up with. Alexandros on the sniper.
Taking those chances as well. Might be just trying to get in their heads a little bit with a play like that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is fun from Drift Pugs. Like, they're pushing while still down a player, but it's like, hey, if we can get an opening now, then great. And if not, well, we're still like, you know, we'll have reinforcements coming up later. The Uber, though, does come out from Apathy, and they managed to close the distance onto Shronk really well. I think Drift Pugs overstayed they're welcome a little bit, but sort of like you said, you gotta get a little bit greedy at this point in the match.
Alexandros pushing them out. Scout v Scout. Who's going to win it? Alexandros finishes off Nomad here. Starts to move forward on mid. He might be able to cap.
Oh, I can't tell.
Or even better, if he can be quick about it, he might be able to get that meta kill.
Whoa, landed on the demo's head, the Goomba Stomp. Didn't even realize it first. Like, wait a second, where's the ground? Ubers are only slightly in favor of Strong. Actually, it's about 20%, which is just enough to work with here. So Professor E on the high ground, shredding Untamed. Goes down to 40 HP.
Bringing out the anti-air gun there.
It's like a tower defense game almost. Just choo, choo, choo.
Down to our last 8 minutes here of this match as the Fridge rains down from the skies, trying to get those kills. Unfortunately, can't get it done that time, but his teammates come through as Peniferous clears off the point. Second comes back to the way of Arrow Black yet again. With a fast push here, they could get a good few ticks here on mid, as it's only 6v3 right now. And they do just that as the team pushes forward, but a back cap attempt by Drift Pugs will unfortunately not be enough for them, as mid goes to the way of Arrow Black. Nomad just hanging out, trying to get some kills from behind, but he'll have to just watch the kill feed at this point.
The good news for Drift Pugs is Apathy Super did get forced, so Shronk survives and maintains this ad, except Shronk does not survive and does not maintain the ad.
We should have a way of bringing out the commentator's curse here.
Yeah, like a little bell that goes off or something. It happened. Oh, so many shots from Untamed. It's like, you know, you just need that one, right, where you're looking for just any opening here.
With the flying sniper shots as Untamed pushes the other team back. Gets a little bit more on them, but looks like he's going to switch classes here as they start to push forward again.
You know, a lot of times, I really like the terminology that sniper is not like a person you're fighting against, but a stage hazard, where sniper is so scary to like stand in the sightline, or even though Untamed did no damage and hit no shots there, still Era Black is like, oh, they have a sniper over there, quick, we have to hide our med, quick, get out of the sightline, because you can't risk it, right? But hey, great rotate here from Drift Pugs, actually going through their spawn out to the other side, so they avoid the damage and then show back up on the point.
They all came out just at the perfect time to push Arab Black out. It looked like that was going to go to the way of Arab Black, but Drift Pugs all swinging out, all pushing them out. As Alexandros touches up again, getting so close. Uber comes out on Nomad, trying to get the kill on the medic. At least pushes him out, gets that space. Other scout being a little bit of a nuisance here. Drawing that fire, allowing his team to come back in as Professor E and Peniferous go down. So Drift Pugs pushing them back yet again.
All right, I feel like a little chess evaluator engine when, you know, when Peniferous was alive, it was like dead even almost. And then as soon as Peniferous dies, it's overwhelmingly in favor of Drift Pugs at that point.
Well, just like a chess engine, if I was playing this, then there would be so many question marks that would pop up on the screen that the computer might just fry itself.
Yeah, well, we got to see our first Brilliant today from Sandblast back cap on Sniper. That's something you've never seen before.
That's definitely a 2 exclamation point kind of move right there.
Shrunk down to 10 HP here on Medic. And whoa, Professor E, knowing how hurt the Medic is, you got to just go for that one quick body shot, but nope, gets taken down for it. So, yeah, a lot of action happening here on the server, but as the dust settles, we have Shrunk with Uber Ad pretty squarely pushing into second.
We're in our final 5 minutes of this match and still pushing forward here on Drift Pug's last point as they push on second now to bring the fight back. This is, oh no, and a back cap.
There we go.
Alexandros gets it. 4th round going to Arab Black. My goodness.
The long con of the flanker extraordinaire pays off here with a whole round win. So yeah, there we go. 4-0 in favor of Arab Black. So at this point, it'll be very difficult for Drift Pugs to come back. I mean, I think it might technically be impossible, but let's see what they got for us here on mid. Get the emotional victory. Show us some of your stuff.
Yeah, the biggest thing at this point is just not to lay down. You still got to bring the fight to them, no matter what the score is, no matter what's going on. As the frags come in here, Scratch getting the first 2. And Fridge trying to get another one here right in the scout's face, says, see you later. Peniferous getting a katana kill on Alex, and Arab Black taking over on mid.
Yeah, there's so much damage being traded back and forth, and wow, actually a really late death on Peniferous. Professor E working their way into Saw here, going to kind of try and see, hey, how much space does our team have to work with in advance? Or, oh no, sorry, actually I was disoriented in the wrong direction, and was assuming it was the other team's second, but not the case. Alexandros behind again.
His natural habitat behind the enemy lines.
Ooh, our first spy play here from Fireball. You're working your way down into lower, getting desperate here with just a couple of minutes left on the clock.
Anything to get in the head of the opponent, anything to try to get those points. I like the idea. I like it a lot.
I also really appreciate the very fast decloak here. Like, we have to go now. It doesn't opt to go for the play, sure, but just sort of being in position to make something happen.
Even if it's just something to draw them away, just something to help out. It doesn't have to be directly putting fire on them. But Arab Black marches forward, gets 3, 4 frags, 5 frags, my goodness. Marching into the last one and a sweep, get the brooms out. Arab Black, 5-0 win over Drift Pugs.
Yeah, congratulations to Arab Black.
Absolutely. That was probably one of the closest 5-0s I think I could have seen. It was quite closely contested for a majority of that match, but Arab Black getting the win there. I'd say if I had to pick like a star of the match, I think Alexandros' scout play, just phenomenal. Getting back caps, getting in the face of the opponents, drawing fire away when the time was right. just really heads-up play on his part.
I'll agree. I'll contend quickly just on a short soapbox that when, if you get a frag on somebody, right, they're dead for 15 seconds, and then maybe you have to walk back for 5, so that's 20 seconds. By playing behind like Alexander's did, you're distracting 4 players for like 5 seconds each, so 4 times 5 is 20 seconds, so it's like almost as effective as a frag to have an entire team turn around and look at you for a while, especially if you can communicate to your team that, hey, they're all looking at me, you can move forward without anyone seeing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really effective.
All right, well, there was our second feature match here of the evening. Era Black taking the win over Drift Pugs. We're going to step away for a quick break. Step away, refill your water. Stay hydrated out there. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back. Here we are at RGB LAN 6 here just outside Philadelphia at the Expo Center. I'm joined now by Ethan. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm doing great tonight, and I cannot wait to see some more TF2. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see any Rocket League for tonight, but that means more TF2, so I cannot wait to get right back into it, hopefully. See some more TF2, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited myself as well, because, there's a couple things here where, you always look for those great plays. Like we saw a sniper back cap from Sandblast in the first round of this evening. But from there, I think a lot of these teams are showing great poise, right, where we really got a match on our hands. Even our last 5-0 went almost to the overtime, like end of the round and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm excited for what these teams have to offer, bring to the table.
Yeah, and just some great moments overall from the first 2 games already. Cannot wait to see what we get for the 3rd game here on stream.
Yeah, we'll maybe give everyone just a quick rundown of the scores here. So our first match, we saw All My Fellas take the win. Right now, they're up 2-0. Goblin Zone and Opium are 1-1 in their own Group A here. And then the last is Team Fun, 0-2. Now, Group B, we have Era Black. Era Black, I think, now has 2 wins, counting their last one as well. Then I'm not totally sure about Ford Gaming or Victims of the Real Wiener, haven't updated their scores yet. But that would also put Drift Pugs at 0-2, if assuming that their last score hasn't been updated yet.
And we're going to be covering for our next game is going to be Opium versus Goblin Zone. Both teams 1-1 currently on the standings for the group stage.
Yeah, this will be a close one.
Yeah.
The Opium roster has a lot of seasoned players. Someone like Messiah has been around this game since, 2010 or something like that, maybe even a bit earlier. But hey, Goblin Zone showed a lot of great poise against All My Fellas where, even taking rounds off the favored team is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I mean, taking some rounds off of quite a terrifying team shows some promise potentially here to maybe be able to overcome Opium and to be able to get 2nd seed in the group stage, and that could definitely help out their bracket run tomorrow when we start the bracket matches.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, too, what map we're looking at here. We've seen a lot of Snakewater, but even so, even though it's the same map, it feels completely different, right? The way that these teams play at first, it's, some of these teams that are so seasoned and calculated, then the second one was teams that are wily, getting all behind, getting all kind of like going for these crazier plays and things like that. So, yeah, it's really anyone's game here on LAN, and kind of whatever you're feeling hungry for is what you can manifest out on the server.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely with Snakewater, soldiers can make so many plays on the mid. I mean, you got like the classic soldier double bomb over at mid. Just a lot of different things you can do. And I guess if we get Snakewater for a 3rd time, sure, I guess we'll just see more of that.
Excellent. And as we actually just got word that our next map is Metalworks. And just before we head into this Opium vs. Goblin Zone match, I'll take a second to shout out our charities here for RGB 6, where, the RGB color channels represent these different charities that we're raising funds for here, playing games, doing what we love. So first we have Julia's Grace is our red channel, which supports children with cancer and their lifestyles around it. Next we have Help Hope Live, which is a group that helps fund and finance the, those horrifying medical bills, seeing a number at the bottom that's higher than I can even count. And then finally we have the Philly Tech Sisters, who work on opportunities for women of color in tech and sponsor different coding workshops here around Philadelphia.
Yeah, just some fantastic charities. Make sure to support them if you guys can. Definitely. And I cannot wait to get into Metalworks. I feel like Metalworks is kind of a map that a lot of like teams try to avoid if they're not super coordinated yet. And a lot of these teams, while all these players have sort of played with each other, I will say, like, you know, they're not all rostered on the same like team for an entire RGL season or something. So things can get quite chaotic, I feel like, on Metalworks in that kind of environment, at least from my perspective. But I guess we'll have to see.
I'll agree completely. I think the area that always excites me, especially like you said, on a LAN environment like this with players you're not playing with every day of the week, right, is the mid fights. Because on these mids, you know, there's these small doors where you have to make a really big decision to step out of the doors. So, yeah, we'll kind of see which teams are feeling confident enough to move forward and if they get punished for it as we head into our third round of the day.
Yep.
Going live.
And, yeah, the match is live. Time to get Metalwork started. Opium versus Goblin Zone. Got the longest rollout out of all the competitive sixes maps underway.
I didn't know that. That's cool. But right now, Hedgehog Hero already making a ton of space on point, going for a little bit of spam with the lock and load, which is going to do a massive amount of damage.
Just an immediate bomb there from one of the players, and there looks like it just looks like Opium are going to be losing the mid here. They're going to have the back out. Going to be probably trying to hold second here, hopefully. But down 3 players, it might be a bit tough. Yeah, Goblin Zone are just immediately trying to get right into second. But the player spawns from Opium are coming up, but no one's there. So it looks like Goblin Zone are going to be getting second for free, and they're going to be able to... Oh, although there's some... Looks like Opium here is going to be trying to recontest second.
That's a brilliant play here. Actually, the Uber does come out from both teams. We're just sort of exchanging on this point, hoping when the dust settles that, you know, whatever team comes out on top will be able to keep control of the point. But wait a second, Stone hitting such massive rockets onto Spades. Wow, so much damage coming through, and a point retake actually from Opium.
Yeah, the exchange there from Opium and Goblin Zone favored Opium in the end, and it looks like they're going to be able to contest second. But it looks like Goblin Zone is just immediately coming in. A bomb from Jeff, going to be dropping the medic. Oh, man.
Whew. Yeah, these small, tiny rooms, you know, it's hell for medics, right? Like, yeah, sure, you can hit every surf in the world, enjoy surfing 4 feet to the side. But Stone hiding here on 20 HP goes down. Massive ad here for Slice Rogue as well, working our way back into second.
Yeah, it looks like Goblin Zone recontesting second now. Looks like they're just going to be able to get it for free for the most part. Yeah, Opium's just not really contesting at all. They don't really have player numbers or anything. The Goblin Zone actually going to be taking advantage of the fact that Opium's barely set up on last year. Going to be maybe trying to get a sack in just right away.
We do have a sniper and engineer off class, but here comes the Uber.
Yeah, just the Uber coming in through left side of point. Although the Uber's out, and they didn't really get any... Oh, okay.
Yeah, listen, I guess, like, kiting them into spawn. It's funny, normally you, like, kill someone and then they have to show up and spawn later, but sometimes people willingly go and send and spawn themselves, so... Yeah, playing a little too safe here from Opium, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, little 360 there in the rollout. Stone is very unhealthy. They are going to definitely need an arrow. Oh my goodness.
Let's see, Messiah and Hedgehog are opting for different doors here, as both are kind of trading a little bit of early damage. Soldiers bombing in for that high ground.
Yeah, Goblin Zone getting the early high ground. They're just completely locking out Opium out of the mid. It feels like 2 kills there on the board for Goblin Zone. Oh, but the recontest from Opium actually here.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yep. Both medics going down now. Slice Rogue finally falls. It's a 1v2 here on mid, but 6 is so healthy. Oh, it's so much trading, so much damage trading back and forth. Finally, Sam and yeah, there we go. Yeah, Sam and Brian, sorry about that, are managing to take the frag.
Yeah, and it looks like Goblin Zone will be winning the mid fight. A very long mid fight at that. That was like just like a minute. Oh my goodness.
Kind of leveling out here where there is actually a pretty sizable ad for Gundam here on the side of Opium. So they're building with this Uber, right? You build your Uber charge faster if you're healing hurt players. So for the scout to injure themselves with their own bat stabbed all full of nails and stuff like that will help get this Uber even faster for them to take this Valley ad push.
Yeah, looks like they're getting ready to push off of this ad, although, oh, a soldier coming in for a bomb. Not going to do too much. Looks like Opium are still going to be wanting to Uber into this potentially. Oh, they don't even need to Uber in. Looks like they're just going to be getting mid for free.
Pressuring their ways forward. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the dream scenario, right? Is you threaten them with your ad and then don't use it in the end just from the sheer threat.
Yeah, if your Uber ad is large enough, you can just kind of threaten the other team with the Uber ad, and they are just basically forced to fall back. But oh my goodness, just W keyed right into one of the players on Opium right there and got an early pick. And just chaos happening right in the lobby. Oh my goodness.
Messiah doing a lot of work with the Super, actually, trading back and forth, where being on the loose cannon means you can still push people back even if they're Ubered and things like that. So a lot of pressure coming out there, but wow, a fast cleanup coming out of 6, and somehow in a 1v3, but putting out the damage regardless.
Oh, might be able to get a pick. Not going to be able to... Oh, but Sodi coming in. Are they going to be able to get a kill on the med? Oh, wow.
The slide stroke does go down. It was a brilliant surf, but yeah, you know, even surfing away on 20 HP, just go down to it in the end. So as the dust settles here, the point still stays in favor, but wait a second.
Oh, wow.
So sneaky.
Yeah, just found the perfect opportunity there to just grab a quick little med pick and even is able to just sneak away and stay alive. Wow.
It's like those things you see those rhythm games where they like there's silence at the end and then one last note. Like, you know, Gundam is like, okay, it's good for me to come back in, right? I can stay here, and then whoops, you forgot that way after the dust settles a little bit, one last thorn in the side of Sam.
All right, it looks like another mid fight is going to ensue, although it is pretty heavily favoring Goblin Zone. Actually, no, it looks like they're getting locked out completely out of mid. Oh, what?
What if we kissed over Valley? Yeah, but hey, listen, that damage gives a lot of space here to Opium. Right, they have so much room now where in a 5v2 still, Spade's just now starting on the Engineer. So we're going to have barely a level 1. And I saw a quick fire for a second, but now that Hedgehog Hero is back up, the area denial of the Demo Man will help kind of zone out basically I guess establishing the Goblin Zone.
Yeah, it looks like things are slowing down now. Opium getting ready for a push into last or a sack, very likely.
Yeah, interesting for Opium to not have sold out there. I feel like from how they played, they might have just gone for it, right?
Yeah, I thought they were getting ready to just straight up push into last, and it looked like a situation where they could have just actually done that, but it looks like they hesitated a little bit, and then just that little bit of hesitation ended up costing them the ability to be able to just straight up push in and just grab last, while Goblin Zone is just not prepared. And now we're going to be kind of in just a stalemate situation.
Both teams trying to see what they can open up here, and wow, a great shot from Hedgehog Hero. Yeah, this lock and load doesn't do the rollers for light spam and stuff, but God, is it just 8 scouts alive, right? So much damage. And still pressuring forward.
Wow, okay.
Nice lineup to not hit the ceiling as well.
Yeah, it looks like just that pressure right there. Let's see, are they going to... Oh, they're gonna go sniper with this. Okay.
Yeah, working our way into the shutter, having a teammate open it for you, and especially going sniper after this long, they get a little complacent, right? So I like this play where a quick body shot onto Hedge.
Doesn't manage to get the headshot first. Oh, looks like they're gonna be wanting to peek over to the right.
So many of these doors, like there's action happening everywhere, but like it's low quality action in a high quantity number of spaces.
Yeah. it's just a lot of pressure from both teams, just trying to get the other to get themselves caught in a bad position. Oh, if they scoped it. Oh, the kill on the sniper there. That could open up things a little bit for Goblin Zone, but it's a little bit difficult to push out a last with only one pick, but they're going to go for it anyway. Just looks like Sam just trying to rip and tear onto second potentially here.
Wow, brilliant play from Hedge, honestly, to spearhead that as Demo Man. That's pretty rare, I'd say. You know, normally you have your scouts kind of seeing what's around there and soldiers closing the gap, but for a Hedgehog hero to just constantly be sort of at the front of the flying V formation. But we find ourselves with the Uber on last.
Yeah, looks like it'll just be an exchange here. See which team it ends up favoring.
The Spades lived for so long in that Uber that it really effectively sort of distracted the enemy for a long time.
Oh, but so many players so low due to the med dying, and Opium is going to take that round. Now it's going to be 1-1 on the scoreboard.
What a game on our hands. And yeah, gorgeous from 6 there, right? Like, what was that, 5 shots with 3 kills, stuff like that on a 5 kill streak at the end of the round there.
Yeah, just so many kills lined up for them. Absolutely beautiful work there from Opium on that last push. Now we're getting into the third mid fight of the game.
Ooh, see, yeah, that's the name of the game in mid, right? You take one step too far forward and suddenly 100 health is gone. Also, that pipe just launched Hedge into the ground, so in addition to the damage from the pipe, also taking fall damage.
Yeah. Oh, just everyone in the side of Goblin Zone is just fiending for that kill on the soldier there, and it looks like they are going to be winning the mid fight. Although Opium looks like they'll have a chance to be able to hold second here at the very least with evens, so it might go into another stalemate-y situation. Although there's 2 spawns still. Actually, there's definitely enough time for a push here. Yeah, never mind on that. Looks like they'll just have to be shoved out straight to last.
Working our way back. Even Ubers here. No off-class yet for... oh, no, sorry. There's Stone on Sniper, and now we have also an Engineer. So, yeah, kind of ready to bunker down a little bit for the Engineer, but then the Sniper's looking for that more aggressive peak of like, hey, if we get one opening, someone can feed forward and, you know, give a mouse a cookie, get some more.
Oh, looks like a soldier's going to be sacking through.
Great from Slice Rogue, too, as well, to stay so far back, kind of aware there's a sniper, aware they're looking for these opportunities, so even if they get a little bit of an inch, it's not possible to get a mile, though. As I say that, they're just sort of pushing out of their own last anyway.
Yeah, although with the 6-player back up from Goblin Zone, it might be a little bit scary to push out of last here. Oh, looks like we'll just be seeing an Uber in from Goblin Zone, although this Uber looks like it isn't going to be doing too much.
Full ad for Gundon on Opium right now, charging their way forward. And wait a second,
oh, no way! And they have to Uber to get their med to stay alive there. Oh, no. They're just going to have an Uber onto a single soldier. Oh, they're not going to get too much out of this. Yeah, just not enough time for that scout to really push out and do anything with that. Oh, wow. Trade there coming in.
Great play from Sodi to find the medic and the salvage, right?
Yeah.
Follow up and, yeah, get that pick in favor of the Uber advantage for your own team.
Yeah, Opium wanting to push out of last. Looks like, oh, there's a player behind. Wait, the back cap? Oh, no, the back cap!
Spades!
Oh, no, you got to watch out for that.
Wow, brilliant. Yeah, Spades, listen, thread the needle, right?
Man, that Opium is probably hurting quite a bit right now.
Yeah, oh, I can like feel Spades, you know, like brushing off his own shoulder kind of thing. Right? What a man. Here we go into the next round, and yeah, let's see what kind of adjustment they have to show for, you know, getting back capped can be so frustrating. So, you know, do you let that clutter your comms, or do you rally behind the idea of playing smarter?
Yeah, that could potentially cause a lot of distress towards the team comms if they aren't able to just reset and just start playing this mid out. Although, looks like this mid is already about to be coming to a close. Quite a quick mid fight here. Although, actually, never mind. Looks like people are going to be trying to recontest for this. Ooh, nice kill on the soldier there. Six is going to trade that out. Oh, Sam trying to go for a salvage on the med. Are they going to be able to get it? No, they're not quite able to. Looks like OPM will be taking the mid.
What a nice drip check here we have on Gundin. Though, I mean, I'm as an old Goblin Zone player myself, I'll say they got the best drip for sure. Everyone on the Goblin get-ups. It's quite the sight, yeah, when they're coming at you with the neon green ears and nose and everything. But either way, here we go, back into this ad push for Gundin, working their way onto second, and actually, again, getting it for free, which is great, because Slice Rogue now will, you know, building well enough, be able to get the super on last and defend.
Yeah, it looks like Goblin Zone just trying to put in a little bit of pressure for they get out and try to hold their last. Oh, might be an early sack play coming in, or just a straight up, actually, yeah, they can just rip and tear through blast here with this Uber. Oh, not able to get the kill on the soldier, but it looks like now Goblin Zone are going to be able to counter pop here, and the Uber's going to be way better from them.
That felt so promising. And wait, Stone back in.
Oh, gets the drop on the medic. Whew. Oh my goodness. Just I think things are about to come to a close. It's just like a soldier comes flying through the sky and suddenly just gets a med pick or something.
Wow, even Messiah trying to leave. Spades happens to be very much faster here. But yeah, there's something so juicy about getting that Uber, like walking closer and not having to use, and like they're almost in the enemy team spawn by the time they finally force, but yeah, not able to seal the deal. You know, sometimes you can spread out the damage, but not quite get the territory or finish off an actual pick, and jeez.
Oh, gonna be trying to get a pick on this with Sniper on the forward spawn. Are they able to do it? Just looking for this pick. Oh, gonna get some damage, I believe. No. Looks like the Sniper isn't really going to be able to do much, and it looks like there's going to be popping an Uber straight onto Opium's medic here. Going to be dropping them out, cleaning up the kills on the soldier there.
We're so low for Slice Rogue, just barely alive, so that's actually a full wipe. Every single Opium player is down for the count. A couple spawning now, and it looks like they're going to be getting their forward spawn as well, since they still have control of mid, so it'll be pretty tough for Goblin Zone to take second freely here, at least.
Yeah, but still, full wipe at least will definitely make things a lot easier for Goblin Zone to try getting their third point. Looks like they're going to be trying to put some pressure. They're getting a lot of space on the second here. Actually, Opium's just fully going to give up second here, not going to be trying to really recontest or anything. Makes sense because of the Uber ad.
Right now, both teams coming up on this Uber, and Gundam building very well. Admins, we found a spin botter.
Oh my
Call
goodness.
the real cops because we're at LAN.
Oh!
All right, quick three. Goblin Zone is in shambles right now. No medic.
Wow.
Slice Rogue is dead and gone. Working away now onto second, which should be free, and we'll see if they can transition this Uber ad into mid or even second from there.
Yeah, that is just a crazy nuke right there, just getting 3 kills just like that. And now Opium are in the driver's seat. They're able to push all of this momentum. They should be able to just get mid for free. Oh, but Messiah so low, and they end up getting dropped right as the Uber comes in. How much value will be able to get the Uber? They should be able to get the scout kill at least. Oh, but that's really all. Man, they're not really going to get a lot of value out of that Uber into mid. I mean, they are going to get mid, but dropping your demo like that is going to make is a little bit unfortunate.
That's funny out of Spades as well, of like just not even shooting against the Uber player and just strafing back and forth. Like, I know I'm not going to survive, but I am going to waste your time and make this not very valuable for you to spend your time on. You know, like taking down that last 5 HP off Spades took a whole like 4 seconds of the Uber, which is half.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that trap actually in the like in the alley over the pack over there. It's pretty sneaky because you can't see from too far. And 6, yeah, just face checks lobby and wins.
Oh, but they're going to get traded out immediately right after that. Looks like Opium going to be trying to get into mid from Valley. Oh, and they're just going to straight up go into house here. Oh my goodness. They're going to be dropping pretty much the entire combo of Goblin Zone, and they're going to be able to start capping second.
Ooh, Brian gets found hiding and under.
And they are going to try to get a kill on the scout, but they're not going to be able to quite do that. And it looks like Goblin Zone will now just be trying to hold their last.
Spade Slick here on the engineer, getting set up in under. You know, this gun is so tough because you have to go so far out of your way to kill it, but it still watches point, right? So, you know, quoting Marxist here, saying that's the 7th man. You know, Marxist, very old player from back in the day, great commentator as well. So we'll have to see here what sort of the game plan is out of the side of Opium. Uber's coming up, and actually, they have 20% ad. Sometimes you don't even know that you have ad. You just got to go, go, go.
Yeah.
Slice Rogue on 80.
Oh, looks like they're going to be wanting to try to use the ad here. They're going to be very quick, though. 20% ad is not a lot.
Wow, Messiah zoning them all the way into spawn and then
Oh,
cleaning
wow.
up the gun. Ooh.
It's just chaos here on last. It looks like Goblin Zone are going to be able to actually, oh, they might not be able to defend their last. It's looking really tough, yeah. It looks like Goblin Zone will protect their last, and they're going to be trying to push out onto second. Oh, do Spades get caught by the soldier? No, they don't. Although they're very low. It was a little bit scary, but yeah, they're going to have to get back. 50 HP. Looks like now both teams going to be trying to fight for second, although if this prolongs for long enough. Oh, looks like OBM's just going to give up second.
Wow, what a brilliant play, honestly, from Hedgehog here. Sort of the unsung hero of that, or well, I guess the sung hero because of the namesake. But anyway, the true hero. But at 6 on the back half here.
Don't do it again. Are we going to see another back half? Are we? It might just come down to this 1v1. Oh, no. Is it really going to happen again? But on the other end, oh my goodness.
Six flying forward.
Yep. Wait, but wait.
2, 1.
The cavalry's coming in, but it's not enough. Opium tying up the game 2-2 with a back cap. I believe Goblin Zone got the last back cap, so both teams, Opium's like, hey, I know you guys back capped us last, like 2 rounds ago. We can do it ourselves, you know.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah.
There we go. 8 minutes, 45 seconds left in this round timer. So, yeah, a lot of action going on left and right around here. We'll see what which team has what it takes to get more of these legitimate or illegitimate rounds, because we're about 50-50 on both sides, huh?
Yeah, that is true.
Never get comfortable here on land. Here we work our way across point. Messiah has quite a buff still and is getting a lot of spacing as a result. 5 versus 5 on both teams so far into this mid. Sodi getting brought pretty low, but now able to get healed back up.
Yeah. Oh, the med's quite low, though. 20 HP. Oh, they're waiting for the pack. Someone else took the pack. That med is just, oh my goodness. Someone just could have bombed them and just ruined their entire career just in there. But Jeff, oh my goodness. Wait, no. Oh my goodness. I thought Jeff was going to die there, but the scout that was trying to kill him just ran away as he was at like 20 HP or something. Okay.
I always think about that, like imagine in the savannah, like a lion mostly finding a meal of an animal and then being like, no, I'm not that hungry, actually.
Yeah, it's like, I could get this kill. They're just going to get caught right away. Fortunately, Opium Scout is going to be checking that spot.
Being down one so early is rough for Goblin Zone, so right now Opium making their way through lower, honestly kind of squandering this push because right now Jeff's almost back up already. Sodi flying forward and getting a ton of space, goes down for it, but wait a second, Sam just barely saves Slice Rogue from 6 here.
Yeah, now Opium down 2 players. Honestly, Goblin Zone should be able to push into mid off of those 2 picks. Let's see, they're trying to get space through underpass. Maybe they're going to go for a push through Valley and onto mid. Goblin Zone getting more space. Bomb coming in. Oh, the direct right there from Stone. They get the kill. What? And Opium get 2 kills there.
Beautiful.
Oh my.
Yeah, not today. Working our way now into second here. 6 does a ton of damage and tries to hide long enough. But now we sort of get the rest of the backup from the team. Though Hedgehog Hero and Sam are doing business down in underpass here, trying to make their way now into mid.
Yeah, now Opium on the back burner, down 3 players. Goblin Zone should be able to get mid here for free, but let's see.
Oh, if any of those pipes landed, then suddenly this mid is blasted wide open. But here comes the Uber and the exchange. So much
Oh,
damage. on that
Hedgehog
hedge.
Hero is so low there. That's really scary. But oh my goodness, a lot of kills here coming in from Goblin Zone. Yeah, 3 picks. Now the rest of the players on Goblin Zone are just going to have to fall back and hold second here. But honestly, with that many picks and considering OPM already have mid-cap, they might be able to just get second here. Oh, although the spawns actually. Ooh. Oh, okay. Sam was very low there. That looked very dangerous.
Even though both teams aren't on med here, do you think Opium being down in a demo is enough for Goblin Zone to push it just there?
I think that is enough to push potentially. I don't know. I think it would just depend on positioning and info. Like if you don't know where any of their players are and stuff, probably not the best to push potentially. Maybe at least get a counter sack going or something.
Yeah, good point. Especially on a map like Metalworks, where like, yeah, their demo's not trapping these doors, but also anyone else could. Whoa, nice shot from Jeff.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Bomb
sliced
coming
right
in
down
there.
to 50.
Mission ends in 60
Healing back up here. As medic, you actually regen faster if you're healing an injured player, so your own health comes back a little bit quicker. But okay, we're just sort of working back into our default formation, right? Everyone watch your doorways, everyone get ready for wherever they can come from. Even Ubers, just kind of poking and prodding, see what opening we can spot.
Yeah, it looks like Opium's going to be trying to pressure Alley here. Actually, no, they might be going for maybe a play and underpass, but 2 picks just suddenly right there for Goblin Zone. And now Opium are just having to start backing off. Now Goblin Zone on the offensive, and now an exchange is going to ensue in house here. Oh, wow.
Jeff took so long to die. And oh, Messiah going down, Gundam going down. So now we're in a 4 versus 2 in favor of Goblin Zone. And we were actually pretty close to a stalemate. I didn't even realize with, you know, there's like a mini timer going on in the round if neither team captures for too long. But now we're going back to the regular round timer where there's 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. So with an even score, we'll have to see who can pull ahead.
Yeah, it's 2-2 here still. This match is so close. It's anyone's game. It's a best out of 1 here, so whoever wins this map is going to win the whole match. It's coming down to just these last few minutes here. Goblin Zone trying to push into Opium's second. Actually, Opium just getting ready to hold last here.
Playing it safe, playing for overtime. Do they go to overtime, or does it just register as a tie?
It should go to... Actually, I don't know with this LAN specifically, so I guess we'll all be finding out. Oh,
Yeah, quick pause. Yeah, let's see. I mean, oh yeah, there's I guess about 3 minutes left in the round, so we're still a little bit of time left in the round. Sometimes, you know, there's always a funny thing, or I don't know if you've seen those broadcasts where the round timer ends a bit too early because one of the teams won or lost, but yeah, there's some of the there's some of the goblins here. Oh yeah.
Goblin Showcase.
I feel like, yeah, that Slice Rogue's like, what's the word, trademark look, but I feel like it should be mandatory. If you're on Goblin Zone, you have to wear the Goblin attire.
Yeah.
It's like, think of how threatening it would be to have 6 goblins coming at you instead of 2. Simple economics.
Yeah, with not much match time left here, Goblin Zone capping second. It looks like Opium are kind of on the back burner here. They're going to have to come back from quite a bit here with only 3 minutes left in the match. They're holding their last now. It's looking a little bit rough for Opium here to maybe secure and clinch out a win, potentially.
Yeah, this is interesting here where, yeah, the engineer now is set up on level 3, right? That's sort of like the tactical choice of like, are we going to fight for a second because maybe we'll win it? Or do we set up for a really good last where now they have the level 3? And this gun is a little bit different from before, right? Where the last gun was like supposed to be the thorn in the side at the last second versus this gun where the enemies have to look at the gun and kill it quickly. And while they're doing that, you shoot at them. You know, it's a, what's the word? The food chain, right? Where like you eat the thing that eats the other thing. So.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like match is going to be unpaused. Let's see what Goblin Zone will do for their attack on the Opium's last here. Opium did get some, prep for this, and they are going to have the level 3, as you said, up, and that will definitely help them. Ooh, an early pick here.
Trying to eye our way through.
Yeah, Stone's just looking for this pick here on Sniper. Waiting for someone to try peeking a shutter.
Or ice skating around here, classic TF2 little bug where, yeah, but if a game is paused, then players will be skating until, like, I think a certain other animation happens, but I think it's cool. Either way, working our way with these even Ubers, trying to peek through lobby, and I kind of like this from Goblin Zone as well. They know, like, basically here, Opium can't leave. So Goblin Zone can just sort of wait until the perfect time to go. You don't even have to take a good one.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, peeking into there as engineer, that is terrifying. You can just get juggled by a soldier and just die immediately if you're not careful with that.
What a funny walking animation.
Looks like the animation finally fixed itself. Soldier, oh, it looks like they were going to go for a side, but it looks like they faded instead. Goblin's playing this very carefully. They're not wanting to mess up this last push because it could be their last push in this game, potentially, depending on how things go.
Yeah, I wonder if they're indecisive or if Sam is just orchestrating like the perfect push, you know, like, all right, this person go here, that one go there. Here they come finally. Both soldiers bombing in. Or sorry, that was Spades and Jeff, not both soldiers. We have a scout and soldier. They're, with the scout sort of turned eyes away for the soldier bomb, right? So the double bomb kind of really effective to make people like look one way and then get hit from another.
Yeah, and now since they did a double sack, that does allow Opium to kind of peek into a lobby a little, see if they might be able to get a pick. Oh, gonna miss the shot on the scout, unfortunately there.
Spades up for the last 45 seconds here on heavy, and only just now getting here.
Okay, I like this. This is interesting. I don't see this a lot on Metalworks. I have heard of some people doing it, though, and it looks like going to be ripping an exchange here through left side of point.
Taking down the gun, so there goes the 7th player here. Spades now finally peeking through the door. Some heavy versus heavy here in 6 versus 6 TF2. But Spades is the first death, and so far, nobody down on the side of Opium, only 17 seconds left.
Oh, one player on Goblin just stuck under the bridge, and yeah, it looks like Opium will be able to defend their last. Oh, Brian trying to go for just a surprise kill on the med. It's not going to work out, though, because a heavy just going to be denying them immediately, and it's going to be a stalemate. And I want to say, is it just going to be 2-2, just tied up? Okay, it looks like it will just be a tie for this game.
Sure, and especially in a round-robin kind of group stage like this, you know, that can help you and hurt you in ways where, you know, if you're having the same score as somebody else, but they have the win where you have the tie, then yeah, that'll be a tough, basically pill to swallow because, yeah, it's like, oh, if only we played a little more aggressive and played for the win, maybe that's the difference maker to decide whether you get into the elimination bracket or not.
Yeah, and one thing that's interesting to note, I believe both teams have the same number of round wins and round losses, and also just game wins and game losses, and also ties. So both teams are completely tied in every single aspect.
Wow. Yeah, I think you're completely right. So, yeah, that's interesting, I guess, to decide who would go forward here. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on that match. It was a close one, huh?
Yeah, it just felt very stalematy. Both teams really were just trying to pick apart the other's defenses, but they couldn't quite do it. And it led to a lot of situations where it was quite hard for either team to really get like a snowball-y kind of offense rolling. Although both teams are leaving some holes in their defenses at the same time, and we saw 2 back caps out of the 4 round wins. 2 of them are back caps, so both teams maybe got to be a little bit careful with their defense, but it just looked like a lot of stalemates were happening overall in that game.
Well said. I think as well that when we're looking at something like the first match that Goblin Zone played against All My Fellas, which was a phenomenal team, right? I think what sort of Goblin Zone was able to do is play for the counter, right? So like let them push into us, we defend well enough, and then we'll repush. But I think here Opium never really like did that full commit kind of like full send. So when Goblin Zone was sort of looking for that like opportunity, like, okay, let's let them come in, survive, and then go back, it was like, well, they never really committed, so we never really went back. So yeah, I would love to see the team to adjust and play a little bit hungrier as the tournament progresses, I hope.
Yeah, I guess they were just a little bit scared. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I want to say that's their last match of the group stage for both teams. I believe We have 4 teams in each group, and everyone plays each other once. So, yeah, I would like to see a bit of a change as well, like just to kind of see them be a bit more hungry, try to look for more opportunities to get in and really take that match win. Because, I mean, going into the bracket, I mean, there's not going to be ties or anything. You're just playing straight up for the win. You either win or you go home.
Amen to that. Yeah, so let's see. It's especially exciting for me, I think, where, sometimes maybe a team has a hotter day or someone didn't get enough sleep, whatever. But the kind of adjustments that you can make over time, right? It's like, hey, we're going to go home as Goblin's Own and like kind of chat like, hey, what could we have done differently? What are some adjustments we want to bring into the match tomorrow? So, yeah, I'm excited to see what both of these teams have to sort of say for their progress as they find themselves here in the tournament so far.
Yeah, and I believe that'll be it for just a little bit. We'll be going into a short break, and I believe the next game will be some PUBG. So, yeah, right. Look forward to that. Actually, I just heard from backstage, we'll be doing more TF2, so yippee.
Excellent. I'm ready. I want it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some more TF2. What can I say?
Beautiful. All right, we'll be back. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, everyone else. We got some more Team Fortress 2 coming at you from RGB LAN 6. We're here supporting charities, casting some esports tournaments, raising money, and having a whole bunch of fun doing it. I'm Rogue, joined by Ethan. So we're looking at our last TF2 match of just this evening. So how are you feeling, Ethan? What are you looking forward to?
Well, just looking forward to seeing the end of group stage. This is the last match of the entirety of group stage here today. So it'll be quite interesting to see how it unfolds and see if maybe we get anything an interesting storyline maybe. Yeah.
And for this last match, we have the teams are Drift Pugs, who we got to see earlier this evening, versus Victims of the Real Wiener, who we haven't had the fortune of getting to spectate yet so far. So Drift Pugs was had some really fun playstyle kind of choices where they spent a lot of time flanking, a lot of time playing fast TF2, playing for the win, playing, saying, hey, maybe we'll try something and it doesn't work and we lose a round, but hey, maybe we win a round too. So I'm excited to see how they match up against a team like Victims of the Real Wiener.
Yeah, let's see how they do. I mean, it's getting a little bit later into the day, so let's see if both these teams can keep up their endurance for their final match of the group stage for tonight.
And I'll pull up the rosters for the folks back home as well. So I can, maybe I'll run this down Drift Pugs after seeing them before. So we have Fireball, Hemi, Alex, Gotten, Sage, and Untamed. If you want to take us through the Victims of the Real Wiener roster. Unless I'm too far away. I could also grab it, actually. We're getting started here, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we have Bacon Blitz, Kaorn, Yub, The Real Wiener, Raisins, and Uber Allies.
All right, here we go into Gully Wash.
Yeah, we're just going straight into Gully Wash here.
First frags are traded, 5 versus 5, but now that Bacon Blitz here goes down on the side of Victims of the Real Wiener. But
Are they going to be able to get the med?
Flank.
Oh, but Karen's not going to be able to get the med there. Unfortunately, not able to salvage that situation. Looks like
Raisin survived on just a little bit of Uber basically built so far. So, hey, it's great that your medic survives, but at the same time, look at how far Gotten is. This is a full Uber ad they've been building this whole time, and they're already at last. It doesn't even matter that Ube's on Engineer, it's level 1.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be going to pop straight through River here into last with the Super Red. Oh, they're getting a little bit stuffed by the turret and the Pyro, but actually, it looks like they're going to die right as they were at the finish line. And
wow, this is a real case of the level 1, level 2 guns. And actually, wait, we have a Hider, a Straggler.
Another one. Wait, no, not it again. Are we going to see another backup on stream? No, we aren't. Okay.
Bacon Blitz was actually at half HP, but they didn't know that from a distance, right? So it's like, full health soldier, I can't fight that. But you can fight a 120 health soldier, so surprised they didn't know. Working our way back onto mid all the way, all the way onto mid so quickly. Raisins now with full Uber advantage versus only 40 on the side of Gotten.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Yeah, and some good picks here from the side of the Real Wieners team. Now all potentially... Oh, they have a forward spawn sniper here. I don't know if they're going to be able to do much with it, as it looks like Wieners team is already trying to just straight up push into last. They haven't kept second yet, but they're about to do it in just a few moments. Although it is about to be even Ubers, so it looks like things are likely going to be slowing down here. Going to be trying to get a sack wave maybe coming in, although some pressure coming in around River.
I see another sentry gun coming up here, and something funny I'll add is the gun on that first defense was only level 1, and level 1s and 2s have more knockback and pushback when the gun shoots. Level 3 is more damage. So the gun actually like stifled the push a little bit when it wasn't all the way leveled up yet, but now with the gun being level 3, it has more HP, more damage, and it has those like explosive rockets for splash damage too. So the level 3 is preferable, but actually it was a sort of a secret hero from the smaller gun. But wait, Untamed slides all the way through the back and grabs 2 players here.
Pretty successful counter sack there. It's not going to do too much, but it is going to make the Real Wieners team have to play a little bit more passive here. Wait a sec. Ooh. Some spy in play. Okay.
Yeah, that's always the fun on LAN, right? It's like, oh, we gotta make sure not to say it too loudly and everyone find out. But here we go. Actually, it looks like they switched back off the spy, and we're still now looking at a pyro, which can actually be really effective on a map like Gully Wash here, where there's such tight choke points to get in. So if the pyro's able to catch them out early, then suddenly a whole entire door is locked down.
Yeah, pyro. If you're trying to push through river against a pyro, it can be really difficult.
Still 0-0 as we cross the 4-minute mark here. We had a great defense from victims of the Real Wiener on their own last, so now we're finding ourselves on the last of Drift Pugs. We're off-classing a little bit with Engineer and Pyro. This is the last round of our group stage here, so each of these teams have played against everyone in our groups as of this match. And so this is for the marble, seeing who goes where in the elimination matches starting off tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's starting off quite stalematey. Drift Pugs just defending their last pretty well, but Gully Wash is one of those last holes that's pretty hard, honestly, to get to be able to successfully push out of. Kjorn maybe going for a little bit of a distraction play or something. And looks like they're going to be backing off. That is going to be basically a double. Oh, the soldier sneaking into water. I don't know how much value they're going to get, though, because they get immediately spotted, so I don't know how much they'll be able to do off of this. Yeah, it looks like, oh, the sticky there. I was not ready for the sticky there. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
tactical.
Another yeah.
Ooh, I mentioned Yosh is one of the best snipers here and is like a career veteran in Highlander, actually. But Kjorn right now is a current top player in Invite Sniper, been playing there for a couple seasons. So Kjorn will be very warm coming into the sniper class here.
Yeah, it looks like they aren't going to be able to quite get the headshot on that soldier.
And right now, Gotten playing sort of like behind this pillar where you're a little bit safer from River, but Kjorn going to be in the shutter.
Gets caught out right there, and there's only 35 seconds left in a round here. This could just be a stalemate depending on how things go, but that early kill onto one of the players for Drift Pugs is going to make things a bit tricky for them. It looks like the exchange will be popping out here. All the Drift Pugs demo being caught out of the Uber. They're going to go down, but almost all the players on the side of the Real Wieners team is going to go out. Tedward, oh, they might die here. Oh, wait, but there's a spy. Oh, but wait, they don't get caught.
Hey, Kjorn got bumped, but
wait.
Yeah, they don't find him.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, they're trying to spy check. Wait, is he going to get the backstab? No, Kjorn.
Yeah, that's just like, you know, too lazy to hit my kill bind, standing still on 5 HP. Like, yeah, just take me out already, please. Thank you.
End my suffering, please.
All right, working our way through mid now. We have Gotten here with a slight Uber ad of about 30%. So these teams are both working their way, like, honestly, I was thinking on one hand for when you're holding your own last and it's about to stalemate, you might even want to give it up. So, because now they're holding their second instead, so that's not much better. Like, you're still on the back foot versus fighting a new mid. And the Ubers are starting to come up. Right now, actually, Gotten could have used the ad and is losing it now that Raisins is coming up on 100.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of players are dropping right now, and an exchange is going to come out, but I don't know how. It might buy some time for spawners, actually. There's maybe a chance. Oh, it's looking really tough for the Real Wieners team here. Real Wiener, last one really to stand. Kaorn's going to try to do something on Scout. Oh. Looks like they're actually going to be able to fend it off. I thought there wouldn't be enough time, really, for Kaorn to really do much. And the Drift Hugs being able to cap, but no, looks like they didn't just have enough time for that.
And Gotten going down pretty low there. I kind of wondered what would have happened if Kaorn tries to sell out and go for that type of a pick, because that's sort of what victims of the Real Wiener need to get back into this round. You know, it's like, hey, okay, you know, Kaorn lives, but now we're holding our own last with this ad again.
Yeah, now they're just stuck in a kind of tricky situation. I mean, Drift Hugs with a good enough amount of ad now that they can kind of just potentially just pop in and just steamroll over them. Oh, it looks like they're going to be popping in the Uber, going to be trying to use this ad here. Let's see how much value they can get out of it. It looks like they're just going to get so much value. Drift Pugs are just cleaning up this round. And first round did take quite a while. It was like 4.5 minute round to start things off, I think.
Yeah,
actually,
real
no,
back
it was
and forth.
9 minutes.
Whoa.
Wow, okay, yeah. Okay, time flew by.
Going all the way to
9 minute
one
round,
last, all the way to the other. What a match. Yeah, these teams are so close and in such a fun way, too. Like, they're really trying to win, you know?
Yeah, for both these teams, I mean, like, both of them, seeding is going to matter a lot whenever they're coming into the double elimination bracket stage. And now we're getting off on the mid. An early pick there on the Soldier. Bacon Blitz also going down. Oh, but actually, Drift Hugs are now bleeding a lot of players, even though they were up players for a second there. Untamed, going to be trying to maybe... they have 50 HP. They can't really go for a sack or anything. Nomad's actually going to be trying to go for a sack on the mid here. Oh, are they just going to try to get a kill? Oh, the arrow.
What an arrow.
Oh, wow. And they end up going down.
Saves the day.
Oh, my goodness.
Breathtaking. I really got caught for a second, just and now my wits about me. Here we go though, back in the last. Now, right now we have so many players from victims of the Real Wiener. What a mouthful. Right, you know, that's I guess a namesake, so I identify as a victim myself in this case. So either way, we're working our way into last and still have this ad for victims of the Real Wiener. Raisins with 100%, eyeing the way through River, but they got to use because now Gotten's at 80, and here comes Uber.
Yeah, and now it looks like Gotten is going to stay alive for a little bit. They might be able to get a counter pop, but there might not just be enough time. And they actually will have enough time to get the counter pop. Gets immediately 3 kills. Oh, okay, they're going to spot the player in water. No back cap. Oh, but wait, actually, there's a spy. Wait, are they... Oh. Do they? Do they know? Do they? Oh, no. Oh, I think they know. They totally know.
Oh, okay. Wow, as soon as the demo didn't turn around, I thought it was time, but...
Yeah, honestly now, just having a spy just back there, victims of the Real Wieners are going to be basically kind of down a player if they just have a spy kind of sitting around. Oh, looks like they're going to just try to gun spy on 60 HP. It's not really going to work out. It's still behind. I guess they're going to just try to go for a pick on the med here or something, but I mean, victims of the Real Wieners are going to be basically down a player. Oh, actually, they might have a chance to be able to get a kill on the med here. Oh, no, they're just caught immediately. That's kind of to be expected. I mean, Drift Pugs knew about the spy from behind for like a minute, so not too shocking. Oh, Drift Pugs trying to bust out a choke, but they're getting kind of stuffed pretty hard by victims of Real Wiener's demo. Oh my goodness, that pipe right there. That was a little bit scary.
Yeah, the perspective got me, huh? Oh, big pipes coming down from Tedward here. Oh, and wait, Untamed still on 30 HP. Just barely, jumps under one, under another. But okay, we're finding ourselves here with a little bit of a drop-down play from Untamed. Coming in so fast that, there's not even enough time to react.
Yeah, now Drift Pugs trying to get onto mid, and looks like we'll be seeing another mid fight into this round, and an exchange at that.
Oh wow, a lot of space here being taken like on both teams, but sort of not in a constructive way. And the last one caught in is Raisins, so this is going to be a really tough uphill battle.
Just trying to go for a melee kill right there. Oh, the demo's so low. Oh my goodness, everyone on the side of victims of the real wieners are just incredibly low, and they're just gonna have to concede mid here, even though they were up players. Technically, it's just actually no. Yube's just gonna be trying to come in. Oh my goodness, gets the kill on the other scout. And actually, no, they're going to be able to recontest mid, and they should be able to, they might be able to lock this out, actually. Yeah, there's just no positioning from any of the players on Drift Pugs. Yeah, they are actually going to take the mid here.
What a heads-up play. Yeah, I felt the same. It's like, oh, yep, you will just back up. But no, KR this time getting a little bit greedy, I think, where the whole team's like, yeah, we're doing great, let's keep going, but it's too quick. Yeah, they feed 3 people real fast here. Yuben Raisins even on medic going down.
Oh, but a real wiener is behind them right now, but they're so far behind that I don't know. I think it's almost a bad thing, almost. I mean, Drift Pugs are just able to keep on walking forward. Oh, they're waiting for the forwards, though. Are they going to... Oh, they're going to go for the forward spawn on the soldier. It is actually... Wait, oh, no. Oh! I thought... I'm not going to lie. There is a very real chance the real leader died there. Oh, no. That was a little bit scary. They are going to get the kill on the soldier, but they're still quite far behind. Kjorn now on the forward spawn on Sniper, going to be trying to just get a sneaky pick here in the mid. Oh, they had the...
So close.
They had like the perfect opportunity there, but it's such a hard shot to hit. They aren't going to be able to do it. And now Drift Pugs Ubering right on the point, but there's so many stickies right there that it's just getting it dead right onto the scout as they get un-Ubered. And now it's just going to ensue in a dry fight. Everyone on the side of Drift Pugs is honestly pretty low on HP, but everyone on the side of victims of the real wiener are just completely wiped out, and Drift Pugs to be taking another round, making it 2-0 in this game.
Halfway through the round timer, it's been 14 minutes so far. So victims of the real arena is going to have to get a little creative. You know, we don't want to see a game like we saw last from Goblin Zone, where it's like, oh, maybe they could have gone in or not. So yeah, let's see what victims of the real arena can pull out their sleeve. Yeah,
I'd really like to see maybe like just a different approach, maybe to mid, or just trying new things out. Maybe playing a bit more aggressive. Oh my goodness, speaking of playing aggressive, Drift Pugs immediately down 3 players. KR just trying to rip and tear through their entire team, gonna even get a 4th pick, and immediately Drift Pugs are just on the back burner in this round, and they're gonna just have to hold their last. They're just gonna have to completely concede second, and they're just gonna have to try holding last to the best of their ability.
Gotten did survive.
Oh, Tedward, no!
Wow, just completely overrun.
Oh, wow. Tedward just getting a little bit overzealous there, and they're going to go down. And now Drift Pugs have the advantage of getting a demo pick. And, oh, I thought they were going to get the kill on Yube there, but their medic is going to pop. And actually, they're going to be able to get their own demo pick right there, and they're just Ubering straight into last here. And there's not really any contest. Actually, no. 2 scouts on the last and a soldier, and they're actually just going to get straight up wiped out.
Whoa. Hammy with a quick 3K there to save the point.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was over for them. I didn't expect Hammy to just come in and just kill half their team.
Yeah, they really got stuck out there. Like, if they had played for frags a little bit more, like if one of those 3 players wasn't alive, I think they still win the round. But instead, yeah, victims of the real wiener just got overzealous and, yeah, managed to not seal the deal in this case.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for them because they are kind of on the back burner in this match. I mean, they're down 2 points. Half the match timers ran out. So they don't have all the time in the world, but still 14 minutes, plenty of time to get 2 rounds in for sure.
Yeah, I'm always eyeing, like, you know, checking if they're going on crits or something or what kind of off class they might offer, but, you know, we're not getting into that desperate range yet. You know, getting 2 rounds in 14 minutes is not that tall of an ask.
Yeah, and Drift Pugs actually do have some ad, and yeah, they're just going to pop straight into mid from main. Oh, the kill there on Alex. Oh, it looks like they're being 3 kills. Oh, the med's just completely caught out right there. Is Alex to be able to get the pipe on the med? No, they are not going to be able to. Raisins looks like they'll be able to survive with 90% Uber, but they're quite low on HP, so it's a little bit scary. But their entire team is dead aside from Kjorn. They're going to have some fresh spawns, but Drift Pugs now looking like they're just going to be able to... Oh, but Kjorn, they were trying to make something happen, but they're just immediately spotted by the soldier.
Wait, he got the kill.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I can't believe it. I had to do a triple take, seeing, yeah, Kjorn actually traded instead of getting just caught up. But yeah, caught in a rock in a hard place.
Yeah, just really tough there. Real Wiener going to be trying to go for a play here. Oh, wait. Fireball. Going for a sack here on the last. Actually, they honestly, last is not set up at all. They could have maybe even gone for something that's sneaky there. Oh, they're just getting caught out, yeah. Oh, wait, they still get the kill. What?
Even though Kaorn got the pack, that's incredible at a
Wow.
fireball. Oh, and the cap time too.
Wait.
Kedward having to back up.
And now Driftbugs are up 3-0. What? It's just utter chaos, it feels like right now.
The spy play from Untamed too, it's like, even just a soldier I think wasn't enough. That little bit of extra cap time seals the deal.
Oh my goodness. Just so many little things are going on in this match. It's really hard to keep up here.
Yeah, so fun out of these teams. Yeah, play for the win, go for the throat. Keep having fun with it. Great play, everyone. Let's see what we got on this next mid.
Oh, Alex here, kind of caught in a tough position, but a lot of damage coming out of them, but it's not really going to result in too much.
When you lose your demo that soon, you've already lost mid. I think it's so
Yeah.
clearly time to back up, but like Kaorn's still staying, seeing what he can find.
Kaorn's really just trying to get the most opportunities they can on the flank, but they haven't been able to quite get anything from that, unfortunately. Fireball now just taking space on the second here, trying to make sure that, oh, actually, no. They're going to take a little bit too much space. Their team isn't there to support them, and they're going to get knocked out. And now, Driftpugs down 2 players.
The slight ad actually for Raisins, where they're not going to get a chance to use it, gotten so much farther away. Yep, I'm playing to Kite, basically build the Uber. Now is the question, are you going to contest or not with this Uber? And the Uber does not come out. Yep, there we go. ×8 on the point. Going to just sort of play for the choke here in second. Where there's a lot of work now. I've really enjoyed the modern meta where like the way the teams work big door versus holding in the higher ground and stuff like that. Yeah, I see 5 players through big door.
Oh my goodness, Tedward is so low right there, 30 HP for a moment. They're still 30 HP, and yeah, they're just getting it taken out. That's a bit too low of HP to really comfortably stay alive as a demo. Yeah, it looks like Driftpugs now getting a lot of picks, going to be dropping victim of the real Wieners, Med. Hammy trying to just double kill on the 2 scouts, but actually they're going to go down. You're trying to get something out of this, but 20 HP, there's not really a lot they can do. They're just stuck on the low ground here. Oh, wait, okay. Oh, they're trying to go for a play here, but they're so low HP that it's just really difficult to do anything.
Just barely caught out at the last second. Oh my, these rockets from Fireball are doing 70 damage where they have no business doing so.
Oh.
But the real Wiener sneaking around does not time this correctly.
Might be able to,
but yeah, gets taken out and traded though.
Just gets juggled there. At least it was a trade, but yeah. Now Driftpugs starting to get some control of main, and it looks like they will be able to get second. Oh, fight ensuing here on River. Oh, and Tame not able to hit the directive. That would have been a crazy directive it hit. Yeah, Driftpugs now, significant Uber ad. They might just be able to pop into last year and just get a 4th point here. Victim of the real Wieners have to play very carefully here. Driftpugs now popping right into their last. They're going to be able to get the demo, it looks like.
Ooh.
Oh, the
Uber's
Uber's out.
of Raisins.
Oh, wow. Okay, but actually, it took so long that now the Victor Real Wieners are able to do a counter pop of their own, but it's not really getting too much value. It is going to allow them some pressure relief to get out the point. Hamby coming in from behind, trying to get just a sneaky back cap here onto River, and they are going to be able to do it. Wow.
Oh, Hammy, unbelievable. That survival a little bit on the point and just putting so much damage into that soldier on 50 HP for so long. Yeah, Driftpugs is really playing so heads up, like every time there's an opportunity, one of the players is ready to go.
Yeah, they're just playing so aggressive whenever they get the opportunity to. I'd love to see that.
Now we're in desperate territory for victims of the real Wiener. Of course, your back's against the wall, but not only that, even if you get a round or two, that's still not enough. So you have to win really quickly, 4 times at least, to bring back the tie. But on team working their way here through lower and very nice rockets on the Kaorn.
Oh, they might be able to get another kill on the soldier. Looks like they're going to be taken out just before they get that pick on the soldier. And it looks like victims. Oh, wait, Fireball could get a kill on the med. I don't think they're super aware. Oh, they spot the med from the corner of their eye. It looks like they're just going to bomb on the point here. Going to get a kill on the soldier, but 80 HP. I mean, they're not going to be able to do too much on soldier. Yeah, they just get one-tapped by Scout there. Fortunately, when you're on Soldier, not too much you can do at HP. Although, oh, Bacon Blitz. Oh my goodness. Gonna get a kill on Demo right there.
Yeah, that's a great trade onto Demo. On a map like Gully Watch, too, Demo is so powerful, controlling a lot of these doorways. But hey, the Uber comes out here from Raisins. There's so many kills to be had, but they're so slippery out here. Look at that. Yeah, finally Untamed goes down.
Yeah, they're not going to get a ton of value out of this Uber. You can be trying to get a pick onto the Scout here that's just sitting there on point all alone. Easy pickings for them. And now Drift Pugs are down 2 players, but they're still holding pretty forward, and it's a little bit scary. Now their team's kind of disconnected, honestly. Their med's kind of in a tricky spot. They could get pinched quite easily here if they're not careful. Real Wiener getting caught out in lobby. And looks like, yep, the med on Drift Pugs is going to go down. And now Victims that are Real Wieners are going to have some pretty significant Uber ad. Untamed's going to try to get a pick on the med. Are they able to do it? Oh, they're not quite able to do it. And now, oh, but wait, a sneaky back cap? Okay.
Wow, I think the team had the same opinion as me almost, where it's like I had no idea that that was happening at all with all the action going on second, right? So, whoops, surprise, there was something happening on mid the whole time.
Yeah, just forgot to look at the bottom of your screen. It happens to the best of us.
Ooh, Untamed now on the sniper here, trying to, again, look for whatever openings they can find. Oh, just perfectly closing the door, well played.
Oh, they're going to try to go for another pick potentially here. They're going to have to play their timing very carefully here. If they're not careful, they'll just get instantly deleted by a Scout, 13 HP. I mean, that's not a lot of HP, but it looks like all the players on Drift Pugs are going to be able to clean up the players on second. Although, wait, there's 3 players sitting on River here.
Oh, I hear this Uber up. Raisins finally uses actually on the second. Doesn't have an Uber yet, forgotten. Uber's coming all the way up and gets the first pick onto the sniper. Goes down at 90%.
Yeah. Oh, but there's a backup for Nomad Refugee. Wait.
Another back cap.
Oh my goodness. And they're going to get a kill on the Scout. And they're going to keep on running back. But there's too many players on mid. They're not going to be able to get another back cap. So now they're just kind of sitting behind the other team.
I actually think they had that back cap onto second as well, but they just assumed someone would be behind. Oh, wait, Untamed waiting for the shot. Ooh, doesn't manage to get it. You know, having the medic walk through twice, they're going to see you suddenly. And finally now working their way out onto second. There's so many players up in balcony here that they actually might be able to contest. There's so much spam coming from these power classes. And look at the Demo Man, too, just really spraying it out of the shutter here.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of ad here for Victims that are Real Wieners, but I'm not sure if it's enough to really get too much out of. We'll have to see. Nomad Refugee is still behind. they are still just sitting there behind. I mean, honestly, with how long they've been sitting behind, they are distracting one of their soldiers, but the rest of their team are just getting ready to pop straight into last year. And Nomad now just trying to scramble back on a point, but they're just getting completely shut out by that soldier, and they're just able to walk through that hallway. Tedward is going to go down here. 3 players down for Victims of the Real Wieners. Now just 2 players left alive. Karen's about to respawn, though. Bacon Blitz just now in a bit of a scramble here, trying to get out with their life.
Yeah, scary. That's you know, you're thanking your lucky stars for that escape. But right now it's a 5v4 as Drift Pugs working their way out onto second. There's you know, Fireball's making very sure that nobody's back capping, even though somebody probably really wants to. Now we're fighting here on second. There's so much high ground actually from the medics here. Even Gotten getting like launched onto the high ground, jumps off of it, finally goes down to Bacon Blitz. And wait a second,
oh my! It's so close! I can't believe they didn't get that back up. It was so incredibly close. Oh my goodness! We're now trying to peek Shutter. They're gonna. Oh my goodness! It's just utter chaos. People are trying to scramble onto last here. You know, Drift Pugs are just trying to get second here just so they don't have to worry about the back cap threat that keeps on reappearing from different players. And they are going to be able to cap second, so they don't have to worry about back caps anymore, thankfully, just for a moment. And Nomad's going to be trying to peek into mid, and yeah, it looks like the rest of their team is going to follow suit. And now we're kind of in a situation with even Ubers, so I think things will kind of slow down a little here, probably. And honestly, that is not very great for Victims of the Real Wieners because they are still down 4-0 with less than 4 minutes on the clock. I mean, that is such a tall order to overcome, honestly.
Yeah, if you're Drift Pugs, you want to park the bus here. Time is on your side. As the more time passes, the more, the closer you get to victory here.
Yeah, honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep this in stalemate hell just as long as they can, because they know if they keep on doing that, they just get a free win. Although Fireball gonna be getting a pick. Actually, they're gonna be getting 2 picks now. Looks like an exchange will be happening on the second through choke.
Oh wait, there's so many players down for the side of Visions of the Real Wiener here. Right now, Driftpugs has such a clear path ahead of them, and finally Raisins goes down to it. So this is just one player left. The rest are spawners on the side of the Visions of the Real Wiener.
It looks like Driftpugs are playing for the 5-0, and I mean, with 2 players that they're not going to be spawning anytime soon, they might just be able to roll this in the last potentially if they're very quick about it. I mean, no med alive for Victims of the Real Wieners, so they can definitely make something happen if they're quick about it.
Oh, so much damage.
But they're not quick. Oh,
the
the kill on the Pyro and the demo as well. Nomad trying to get the 5-0 for their team. Will they be able to do it?
Oh, so much damage, Nomad Refugee, but wow, the Real Wiener, the king of the castle here. And well, even a lot of the arrows coming out of Raisins here. So yeah, 2 minutes left on the clock. They're very happy to, hold it down there, inflate the stats to see what Victim of the Real Wiener can do to just feel good heading into tomorrow.
Yeah, heading into tomorrow's double elimination bracket. And yeah, there's just not really a lot of time, really. I mean, the most Victim of the Real Wieners can hope for is like a round or two just to pad out like the stats a little bit on the group stage results. Oh, wait. Oh, no. The
Nomad Refugee just wins the 1v1. And there we go. Takes it with 2 minutes left. We have a 5-0 from Driftpugs against Victims of the Real Wiener.
Yeah, even though it was a 5-0, it was a very drawn-out 5-0. I feel like it feels like if Victims of the Real Wieners were able to capitalize more on their opportunities to attack, they could have definitely gone a few rounds here, or maybe even gotten it pretty close, like a 3-3, or even just barely coming out on top, if they were able to capitalize a little bit more on those times where they did have the advantage and they were pushing into Driftpugs last.
Yeah, I'll agree. That's what's tough about a map like Gully Wash. It's like, if only we cracked into last when we were pushing, but this is such a hard last to push into. So, yeah, Victims of the Real Wiener fall victim to, well, I guess that difficulty level.
Yeah, Gully Wash is kind of a funny map because it's really hard to push into last, but it's also pretty hard to get out of last sometimes. So it's just like, you just get into this weird kind of stalemate on last, like, we can't really get in and actually get the round win, and the other team can't really get out unless it's like a full wipe. So it's just really tricky because you don't want to really just get back capped there because you weren't really paying attention as you were trying to get out of your last.
Absolutely. Well, all right. That brings us now to the end of day 1, where now all of the teams have played against each other. So I'll take a quick second to just sort of pull up the rankings here. So on our side, Driftpugs had 2 losses and 1 win here. So it looks like Ford Gaming is in first in Group B with, I'm guessing it's a 3-0. Some of the scores weren't reported just yet. Era Black has only 1 win on our screen here, but either way, there's basically Ford Gaming's at the top, Era Black and Driftpugs are sort of in the middle. Down at the bottom is Victims of the Real Wiener, even though they were a pretty solid team. Like, looking at this, I wouldn't have guessed they were 0-3 so far in the group, but tough competition here, huh?
Yeah, it's just, there's so many good players here playing at this LAN, so it can be really tough. I mean, even if you're showing a fairly strong performance against the middle seeds in some parts of your rounds, it can be very punishing. I mean, you only have 3 maps really to play. It's a best out of 1 against each team in your group, so it can be very grueling and daunting, and you just got to make the most out of the few maps that you really have to showcase your team's skills and get that good seeding into the double elimination bracket for tomorrow.
Amen. And looking at Group A now, some teams we saw a little bit earlier today. So we have All My Fellas, clean 3-0. Didn't drop a round, I think. Oh, no, they did drop a round, actually, against Goblin Zone. But either way, dropped very few rounds across the course of today. Then we have Team Fun, who happens to be 0-3, so bottom seed here in Group A. And finally, we have both Goblin Zone and Opium 1-1-1 win-loss tie. So dead even, win-loss here. So yeah, exciting for tomorrow to see, especially All My Fellas, the best team in Group A, and then Ford Gaming, best team in Group B, and see what that looks like for them to face off against each other.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them go against each other if they do in the bracket. I think that would be a really exciting match to witness. And maybe we'll see it tomorrow. I guess we'll just have to see how the bracket unfolds. I mean, just got to wait and see.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow. We'll get started back with Team Fortress 2 at noon. Though today, of course, we have plenty more action coming at you. A whole bunch of games coming tonight. More coming tomorrow. We have PUBG coming up next here on the RGB 6 broadcast stream. And just before we sign off with the TF2 segment of this evening, I'll shout out our charities one more time here at RGB, where, yeah, it's all for the frags and for the glory, but it's also for working for these charities that we're so excited to support. So the 3 RGB charities here are first Julius Grace, where it works to support children who are in the cancer lifestyle, right, and trying to make that life as good for them as they can. Next, we have Help Hope Live, which is a group that works on funding these debilitating medical bills, which are, famously really difficult to handle a lot of times for different people who need it the most. Third is the Philly Tech Sisters, who are working on building opportunities for women of color in tech, and they do a lot of work around Philly, like sponsoring different coding workshops and things like that. So please take a look at the RGB website or any of these websites directly, support these charities, and help us keep fragging, doing what we love and doing what we can along the way. So we'll sign off for now. I'm here with Ethan. This is Rogue. So thanks, Ethan. You have anything else to say?
No, that'll be it for right now. Just going to a short break, and then we'll be right back with some PUBG. So definitely stay tuned for that if you guys want. But anyways, that'll be it for just a little bit. See you guys in a bit.
Hello, we're back. What's going on? I'm Rogue, and here I'm joined by Nomad, who happened to take the victory here in their last match against the victims of the Real Wiener. So, Nomad here from Drift Pugs.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How do you feel about the win?
Feel pretty good. I mean, first dub of the night, kind of got thrashed around by the invite players previous 2 rounds, so good to put a dub on the board for the first day. Yeah.
For sure. Tell me about, I guess, your team's sort of pacing, because that was something we really enjoyed about how fast and how sort of in the enemy's face you're always playing, and especially for a lot of your backups as well. Is that sort of something you planned for, or just your natural play style?
I was very tilted from losing my last 2 matches, so I was like, if I see an open doorway, I'm just going to run through it. And that was my strategy the whole time, so worked out.
Wow, it sounds like it, yeah. So is that something you didn't prioritize as much earlier today then?
Yeah, I played very passive, kind of can't feed against invite players.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Or well, you can. It's not that it'll be good, though, I guess.
It's not great. Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, so tell me, I guess, about your sort of takeaways from the day where, yeah, you mentioned it's tough, like, just getting sort of smacked down by the invite players and everything, but do you have sort of any adjustments or anything you're looking to change up for tomorrow?
I think just team chem stuff, because, like, we showed up, the whole team showed up, like, an hour late to the first match, and then apparently my roamer is, like, the most illiterate, PC illiterate person of all time. Couldn't set up his microphone for another 30 more minutes. I feel like if we had a bit more warm-up time, didn't have mumble issues, our team comm stuff could be a lot better, and maybe we have a better chance. Put a little more rounds than we did in our previous 2 losses. So I think, I don't know, just a lot of minor cleanup stuff, I think, is the major takeaway here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like the mental going into it makes a big impact. Yeah, make sure tonight the team all gets a nice night's sleep. Like the sleeping cap, the teddy bear, the warm milk coming in hot tomorrow.
Oh, dude, I want to go to bed so bad. I didn't sleep the night before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I mean, amazing playing for being so, what's the word? Yeah, I guess running on fumes here, huh?
Yeah, a little tired.
Sweet. So is this your first LAN?
No, this is my third.
Cool.
I did 2 local hosts before this, and then this is my first RGB.
So do you tend to feel just as comfortable as you are at home in an environment like this, or any better or any worse?
Mentally, I feel the same. It's just getting used to the LAN shares. Every LAN is a bit of a process, because, I don't know, last local host, it was like it was like super soft. You just lean back, fucking play flat. These chairs are a little small. It's the main thing. Just getting used to the table, getting used to the chair, it's a little different. Especially when you're like a short dude like me. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of matters, because you end up playing like T-Rex arms. It's just not enjoyable. So it's just the main thing. Otherwise, like the enjoyment, I like it. It's trash talking online is kind of whatever. Trash talking people IRL, that's way more fun into it. So I enjoy the atmosphere.
Yeah, amen. I got a lot of friends on Goblin Zone, right? And after Sandblast back at them as sniper in the first round of tonight, that's like, no, gonna enjoy that one all weekend, huh?
I didn't see that. I should see the clip.
It's nuts. But yeah, do you have any highlights or anything that particularly excited you from your team's play?
I was kind of very isolated on Flank Scout, partially because of my own mistakes. So I didn't see much from my teammates. I'm sure they got good clips. I got like a decent 4K against shoot, I forgot the team's name. I think it's like the Dilla team. That was like it. And then a bunch of backcaps against the Wiener team. I don't know. I just kind of sat and watched Doorways for most of the night, to be honest. I kind of like had to warm up into it. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'm definitely really excited about the backups you went for, especially in the last match, because like even when it doesn't work, you know, just kind of the chaos of the enemy team asking a million questions, checking every door now and things like that. It gives so much more room for the rest of your team too to come in, right?
Yeah, it's all fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
Sweet. Well, yeah, do you have any shout outs or anything? Otherwise we can close it out here.
Shout out to my people in the refugee group. That's kind of the main thing. Yeah, that's it.
Sweet. All right, thanks, Nomad. I've been Rogue, and yeah, we'll close up our interview here as you know, putting the ribbon on the Team Fortress 2 segment for this evening. So thank you all for joining us here. We'll see you next up for PUBG, which is the next segment here from RGB 6. Thanks so much.